All light on me vanished. Miss Carter, young Master Carter is right. With her status, no need to waste time at the hospital. She lacks courage to bear patients' lives. Best to obediently go home and be her young lady. The hospital isn't where she belongs. Seeing Grace criticized again, Drake interjected. What do you people know about me? Do you know how much I love traditional medicine? Ethan, don't you understand what really happened? We're still blood siblings. Yet she doesn't care about me at all. Raising her versus raising a dog. What's the difference? Dogs at least know to please their masters. She just has some psychological shadows. Why must you pressure me like this? Drake looked at Grace, showing deep infatuation, his yearning gaze moving others' hearts. Just follow your own pace. She just needs time to adjust. Even if everyone opposes, I'll always support you. I crouched on the ground, right hand still taking the boy's pulse. I laughed coldly, then telling the surrounding crowd, everyone sees now. Must watch your daughters carefully. Don't let them choose boyfriends later. And pick this type. Empty pockets. Mouth full of honeyed words. Isn't this the type who cons money and love? I looked toward an aunt who'd cursed Grace earlier, mockingly saying, Ma'am, step back a bit. He's looking at you like his eyes could melt. Probably thinks you're still quite charming. Careful or you'll lose your dignity in old age. Hearing my words, Drake ground his teeth in fury. Fists clenched uncontrollably. Seeing his angry appearance, I smirked. You damn green tea. Stop meddling in others' business. A perfectly able person, sneaking into the hospital 3 days straight. Who knows what you're planning? Earlier even pretending to be our hospital's doctor. Who knows what you really are? Dr. Zhang turned to security. Check if any patients recently reported missing life-saving money. Drake snorted coldly. He knew he couldn't argue back. He turned to Grace, speaking softly, gently. Grace, don't stay here anymore. Let me take you out for something to eat. Change your mood a bit. I laughed coldly. Go then, don't come back. At most later. I'll find a way to convince Mr. Carter. Arrange some blind dates for Grace. Hearing their conversation, Grace lowered her head, biting her lip hard. She desperately wanted to leave with Drake. But she knew once leaving here, perhaps she truly couldn't return. Why? Why must you pressure me like this? Her eyes full of pain. Is it because you hate me most? Hearing her words, I sighed softly. Seems the pressure was too much. Already breaking her down, I turned to Dr. Zhang. The rest is yours. I shook my head helplessly. Quickly leaving, Drake's face showed a villain's triumph. Grace, I know a newly opened bakery nearby. Their strawberry milk crepe is delicious. Let's try it. Grace raised her head, taking a deep breath, stabilizing her emotions. After my attack, she understood clearly what she truly wanted. What she loved was only traditional medicine. She glanced at Drake, toward someone who just advised her to quit. She had absolutely no interest. Please don't call me by name directly. Or you can call me Dr. Carter. Her voice ice cold, looking at Dr. Zhang ahead. Just finished sterilizing the needles. She stepped forward. Drive. Zhang, let me handle this. I must prove my abilities. Age and gender cannot define my medical skills. Finishing. She took the needle set, beginning acupuncture on the child to clear blood stasis. She quickly located the clot position. After just 2 needles, the boy's complexion returned rosy. The child's awake, really waking up. Thank you, doctor. Thank you so much. The middle-aged couple immediately knelt before Grace, choking with emotion. Who said the young doctor couldn't do it? Come apologize. This girl is both beautiful and has a great figure. Such incredible skills. Didn't someone say if she didn't study medicine, she'd just go home to inherit wealth? Such good family background. My heart aches. Cupid struck me. Can I marry her? Grace walked to the desk, prescribing medicine for the middle-aged couple. Follow this prescription for 1 month. Return for follow-up after a month. The couple continuously agreed, again thanking Grace for not holding grudges. The commotion here gradually settled. The watching crowd dispersed. Drake, also somehow already left. Dr. Zhang looked at Grace before him. full of confidence. Spirit radiant. Praising. Drive. Carter, you have a brother who truly loves you. Grace frowned slightly, asking Dr. Zhang why he said that. Without me pressuring her, she truly couldn't have recovered so quickly. But calling me a good brother really doesn't count. Dr. Zhang enthusiastically recounted our small scheme this afternoon. Young master kept saying all afternoon, "You're just temporarily unwell. We'll soon recover like before. He always believed in you. Do you know, when seeing the patient brought to emergency, how tense young master was? He kept pacing at the door. I worried you'd discover us." The surrounding doctors were also moved by him. He knew early on, you'd definitely seek other doctors' help. Moreover, you certainly didn't expect. Even the janitor was bribed by young master. As for that boy, do you remember young master's appearance when talking with you then? Grace's eyes reddened. Tears already couldn't be held back, falling. She remembered my appearance when talking with her. My hand always placed on the child's wrist, waiting for her awakening. Now she understood, when I told her that her love for traditional medicine was only this much, then go home and be third miss. How disappointed I was. Clearly I love her so deeply. Yet she misunderstood it as hatred, making my heart ache, aching until I couldn't breathe, only choosing to leave. Chapter 61. Seems truly well matched. On the way to the Healing Arts Center, I sneezed hard. Who's badmouthing me? I rubbed my nose, muttering suspiciously. Thinking back on Grace's expression earlier, perhaps I'd pressured her too much, until her spirit nearly collapsed. Perhaps only like Drake, coaxing first, waiting until later when she forgot this, then gradually leading her back to traditional medicine, was the right approach. I shook my head slightly. Do rich people have such weak tolerance? Remembering my past life, just after graduation, after a social gathering, the boss asked me to drive him home. Back then I'd just gotten my license, but hadn't touched the wheel in 2 years. Not convenient to refuse his request. I downed 2 bottles of liquor straight, psyching myself up. Result was scaring the boss half to death. Had to call a substitute driver home. After that, though he mocked me daily, I could still endure for half a year. Yet now Grace just got a few straight words from me. Moreover, going home to be third miss, living in luxury. Wasn't that worth celebrating? Yet she still suffered so. But having chosen Drake, I could only activate the backup plan. I scratched my head, thinking how to convince Mr. Carter to arrange some blind dates for Grace. I entered General Shaw's hospital room. A light sandalwood scent wafted in the air, making my mood calmer. Seeing me enter, General Shaw quickly sat up. "Ethan, has Dr. Carter recovered?" My eyes slightly averted. "Probably, almost recovered. General Shaw, third sister has severe psychological shadows. Perhaps needs someone to care for her well. Look, my sister alone in this hospital. Every day only around old men. No chance to meet young people. While she's not that young anymore. Now's the time to find her a partner. General, do you have any grandsons? Introduce one to third sister. I'm not asking much, just someone who likes giving his wife money." General Shaw's mouth fell open. This old man really couldn't keep up with youngsters' thinking anymore. Weren't we talking about helping Dr. Carter escape psychological shadows? How'd we switch to blind dates? Last time, I'd schemed to find a father for my father. Only 2 days passed. Now starting to find boyfriends for my sister. If this continues, won't I start finding companions for him too? He shook his head vigorously, absolutely couldn't let me say more. Otherwise, his remaining years would be ruined. General Shaw, do you have anyone suitable? I asked seriously. This is my first time arranging blind dates for others. Though Grace doesn't like me. Can't ruin her whole life. General Shaw smiled, eyes crinkling at me. Grandson. What are you saying? My eldest grandson, isn't it you? I froze. Then burst out cursing. Great, damn old man. How dare you scheme against me? System notification detected. Host has altered original plot, rewarding skill. Thick skin. I looked at this reward in surprise. Could this be hinting? This old man is actually right? I stayed silent a long while. Setting aside personality, Grace was both beautiful and well-proportioned. Also a doctor. Now she wasn't afraid of domestic violence. Plus had top medical abilities. Also not afraid of anyone poisoning her. Thinking carefully, seems truly well-matched. Just this relationship. Why must it always use me? As the premise? Vast heavens, oh fate. I looked up sighing. Are there only two paths, either endure violence, or part with this damn wealth? I haven't even been to nightclubs to experience decadent luxury. Haven't hosted bikini parties on yachts. Most importantly, I'm still not of age. Just thinking this. The hospital room door suddenly burst open. Grace appeared at the door, eyes red. Having run straight from the main traditional medicine hospital to the Healing Arts Center. Her hair was somewhat disheveled. In my eyes, Grace right now was like a demon crawling from hell. Coming for my life. General, save me, I yelled. But before anyone could react, Grace immediately lunged, a standard tackle, directly pinning me to the ground. She gripped my waist tight, burying her head in my chest, sobbing, Ethan, it's all my fault, all because I misunderstood you. I didn't know you always believed in me, even silently supporting me behind the scenes. I didn't know you loved me so much. Everything's my fault. I'll make it up to you. Please forgive me. I fell sitting hard on the ground, about to grimace in pain. Then discovering, it didn't hurt at all. My chest felt soft warmth. A pleasant fragrance entering my nose. I hesitated, then gently wrapping my arms around Grace's shoulders. From her earlier words, I roughly guessed what happened after I left, and for the first time realizing. So my feelings run this deep. Warmth spreading across my shoulder. Grace's whole body trembled slightly. Ethan, have you forgiven me? She looked up, voice choking. The plot reversal was truly too dramatic. I momentarily couldn't react, face still blank as a statue. Sorry, I was too hasty. Grace wiped tears from her eyes. Can you give me a chance to make amends? Deceiving an innocent girl like this. My conscience truly ached. I hesitated, deciding I should tell her the truth. Actually, I never blamed you. Hearing my words, Grace's eyes immediately brimmed with tears again. Seeing her reaction, I suddenly understood. So misunderstandings just happen like that. Whatever. The result's good anyway. Who cares? I thought. Grace sniffled, face slightly flushed. She glanced at her disheveled hair, hands awkwardly clasping together, placing on her chest. Ethan, can you help me brush my hair? I saw you brush Olivia's hair so skillfully last time. I scratched my head, really hard to refuse. A girl with moist eyes, nose and cheeks slightly pink like this. Who could bear to refuse? I took the comb she offered, helping her brush her hair neatly. Ethan, do you think I look better with hair down? Or tied up? She asked me. Tie it up, I answered casually. Grace held the black hair tie in her mouth, skillfully gathering her brushed hair, then tying it into a high ponytail. Her hair swaying gently, highlighting her lively, confident air. Her pale, long swan-like neck, extending along delicate collarbone lines. My gaze, in an instant fell into a bottomless abyss. Couldn't pull away. I quickly covered my nose, truly. Too beautiful. Chapter 62. This is my only request, too much? Seeing the deep sibling affection before him, General Shaw frowned slightly. I'm not the Carter's biological child. Logically I could completely marry Grace. If these two siblings' relationship progressed further, wouldn't his biological granddaughter lose her chance? Though he planned to accept me as grandson. But that relationship was only nominal. If I became his actual grandson-in-law, wouldn't that be even closer? Feelings would also deepen. He coughed twice. Ethan, I think you're quite right. Dr. Carter isn't that young anymore. In the hospital, rarely meets people her age. I know a few grandsons of old friends. All quite decent. Young people together can interact and learn more. Hearing his words, I got goosebumps all over. I immediately objected. Old man, don't talk nonsense. Speaking randomly, slandering me. She's my third sister. Her marriage. Why would I worry about it? How could I do something so outrageous? Before, I was afraid Grace might be deceived by Drake. So I thought to arrange some blind dates for her. With her status and conditions. No need to debase herself like a dog to Drake. Now the situation's in hand. Why would I still arrange blind dates? That's truly inviting disaster. General Shaw pouted, muttering outrageous things. You've done plenty. I paused. Then continuing, moreover, what did you just say? What about third sister being old? My sister's only in her early 20s. In the most radiant years of life. If you can't speak properly, donate that mouth to someone who needs it. I looked at Grace, advising, third sister. Don't let this old man shake your resolve. We're still young. No need to rush. Waiting 7 or 8 more years is fine. Lifetime decisions must be careful. Grace glanced at General Shaw, then looking back at me, smiling gently. From my reaction, she confirmed. I must have mentioned this to General Shaw. Probably afraid I'd collapse beyond recovery. So planning to find someone beside me to care for me. She remembered my last words. We're still young. Then adding, wait 7 or 8 more years, or something. 7 or 8 years later. I'd be around 24 or 25. Then just the right age for marriage. She glanced at me. Right now I was passionately criticizing each person General Shaw introduced. All worthless people. Neck veins standing out clearly. She bit her lip gently, feeling her face burning, then patting her cheeks, making everyone in the room look over. I glared at the old man. Look what kind of people you're introducing. Made my sister blush. I only need a brother-in-law 50 meters tall, weighing 100 tons, with wings on his back, breathing fire and hand-molding nuclear bombs. Too much to ask? Just these requirements and you can't manage? Then how do you plan to help me? No wait, help me find security. General Shaw pouted again. In this world, truly no one can meet this kid's requirements. Grace immediately recognized my little scheme. Smiling softly, Ethan, you want me never to marry? She looked at General Shaw. General, I plan to continue pursuing traditional medicine research. Temporarily haven't thought about this. She sneaked a glance at me, saying softly, perhaps like Ethan said. Wait 7 or 8 more years to decide. General Shaw nodded. Anyway, introducing partners to Grace. He just mentioned casually. Whether it worked out, still depended on us youngsters. He wasn't some old-fashioned type. And anyway, now it's clear. Grace had no such intention. His gaze softened, looking at me. Ethan. Last time I told you. My granddaughter will arrive in Riverside in a few days. I'm not well now. Then trouble you to show her around Riverside. I stared in shock. This old man. Were you a matchmaker in your past life? Not worrying about finding someone for my sister. Now planning to set me up? I'm still not of age, old man. General Shaw laughed. Ethan. You must keep up with the times. Isn't marry first, love later popular now? You can get engaged to song first. Then slowly fall in love. Oh. I'm not old-fashioned either. I pouted. Never expected this old man was so worldly. Now I understand why the system rewarded me. Thick skin, skill. Turns out fearing after song arrives. She'll beat me to death. Young people's matters. Should let young people handle. Let's not interfere. Tiger Shaw interjected. Song is very promising. He didn't want to see his granddaughter corrupted by me. Right, General Shaw. Now Ethan should focus on studies. If arranging a fiancé for him. Afraid he won't have the mind to study. Grace also chimed in. I nodded continuously. Exactly. Old man, treating you. I've already taken days off. Last night, just to learn the going against the wind skill. I studied until 12:30. Do you know how diligent I am? Yet you want to use your granddaughter to bait me. Just making me lose focus on studies. General Shaw recalled my excellent medical skills. Guessing I usually studied very hard. Though not understanding what going against the wind skill meant. But it sounded like military tactics. He nodded repeatedly, patting my shoulder. When youth is strong, the nation is strong. Old man, then I won't force it. Wait until after college entrance exams to discuss engagement. He added. I sighed helplessly. Words already reached this point. With this old man, I can only delay 1 more year. General Shaw frowned again. But song's already on her way to Riverside. She said recently hearing some song about strolling in Riverside. Has long wanted to visit. Grace nodded. I've heard that song. Really quite good. Moreover, the main singer sounds a lot like Ethan. If I didn't know he never studied music, I'd think the singer was him. She suddenly froze. She remembered. She'd also once thought Ethan never studied medicine. She shook her head slightly. Even with extraordinary talent, to reach that artistic level still requires much practice time. Where would there be time to also study music? To compose such a famous song? Grace took out her phone, opening the video she'd saved, playing it right in the hospital room. This song is truly different from what we usually hear. Tiger Shaw also nodded in agreement. This melodious tune is indeed not bad. Ethan, what do you think? General Shaw asked. Ethan, look, does this person resemble you? Grace shook her phone lightly. I forced a smile, casually saying, yes, yes. Very similar, very similar. Great, just great. Chapter 63. Forget the shares, just get through this. I suddenly remembered. Today still haven't done acupuncture for General Shaw. Old man. Today let third sister try treating you. I suggested. General Shaw looked at Grace, seeing in her eyes complete determination. He remembered he himself had caused her psychological shadows years ago. Probably Ethan wants her to regain confidence, so later she could become someone contributing to medical development. He ground his teeth. All right, Dr. Carter, you're in charge. Feel free to needle me. Even if you accidentally kill me, I'll accept it. My mouth twitched. Turns out this old man has psychological shadows too, no less than third sister. I teased the old man. Last time when I needled you, the needles hissed. Scared third sister into trauma. If she really kills you this time, that bit of confidence just regained will vanish completely. If you're really tired of living, let's change to another day. Don't make my sister harm someone. Listen to me. If you really can't speak properly, donate that mouth to someone else. General Shaw froze, awkwardly looking at Grace. Drive. Carter. I didn't mean that. Grace glared at me, shaking her head. General Shaw. Ethan's just teasing you. Last time was an emergency. I truly didn't take the pulse carefully, so didn't discover in your body there was still a foreign object. This time is just routine treatment. There won't be any problems. Saying so, she still placed her hand on General Shaw's wrist, taking his pulse for a long time, then picking up the needles, taking a deep breath, meticulously identifying each acupoint on General Shaw. He frowned tightly, watching her, like she was inserting needles in her hand, while cross-referencing with an acupoint book. General Shaw was so nervous he could barely breathe, feeling like riding a roller coaster that kept climbing uphill. Grace frowned, suspiciously turning to me. Ethan, does General Shaw have high blood pressure? I feel his heart beating too fast. I looked at her helplessly. Third sister, if you haven't needled yet, General Shaw's cause of death will be suffocation. I looked at General Shaw. The doctor locating acupoints. Can still breathe. Don't be so tense. Life passes in a blink. Think more openly. Tiger Shaw beside us laughed. Father, didn't you tell stories of being tortured for 3 days when captured, yet never spoke a word? Now it's just acupuncture, yet scared like a leaf. Just finishing. Tiger Shaw slapped his own mouth. Father, I didn't mean that. General Shaw's eyes immediately sharpened, glaring, shouting, don't call me father. I have no son like you. Words barely finished. His aged face flushed red, hearing his slip of the tongue. Tiger Shaw squeezed his mouth into a sausage shape, wanting to laugh but not daring. Face purple as liver, while I couldn't hold back, bursting out laughing. Old man, you and your son are definitely blood related. This mouth is true family tradition. Even donating it, no one would dare accept. General Shaw covered his face, clearly embarrassed, his dignified image destroyed by his unfilial son. Ethan, that leather whip you mentioned before. After I'm discharged, prepare 2 for me. I must beat this son to death. Grace smiled gently. her sparkling eyes glancing at me. Before, I never noticed that just having you there. The atmosphere seems filled with joy. After the earlier commotion, her mood was no longer tense. She quickly completed treating General Shaw. He only felt throughout his body. A tingling, itching sensation running everywhere. Opening his eyes, he knew he was cured. I looked up at the sky. Almost time for school dismissal. Tonight, I still planned to take Lily to film a short video. Should probably leave now. I glanced at everyone in the room. Then saying goodbye. General Shaw, Uncle Shaw. Grace, I'm leaving first. Right before leaving the hospital room, she suddenly rushed to hug me tightly from behind. Referee, someone's fouling here. I thought silently. Ethan, thank you, I'll make it up to you. Grace whispered. Later the Cher's mom and dad planned for me. She paused, then shaking her head gently. Later I'll definitely love you more than mom and dad. I sniffled, tears almost falling. Forget the Chers. What I wanted most was for her to share those feelings with me. Sensing my emotions, her eyes also gradually moistened. Her arms hugging me tightened. She knew I must have been moved by this familial bond. Perhaps later could even develop into another kind of affection. Leaving the traditional medicine hospital, I sat in the Maybach, tears in my eyes, more than the rain when Chu Su Hang disappeared. About 10 minutes until dismissal. I wiped my tears, adjusting my emotions, then heading toward the classroom. I reached the hallway, like a proctor, looking into class. Lily sat properly, face so serious as if everyone owed her $200. She seemed to notice something. Head slightly lifting, gently turning twice, then tilting her head, hand propping her cheek. Lips breaking into a warm smile. I felt my heart struck by this little one's beauty. My heart seemed to skip a beat. Worthy of the story's top beauty. Not even fully grown yet already this beautiful. I truly couldn't imagine. When Lily enters college later, what she'll become. I looked at Mason and Jasmine. Mason's eyes were already small. Couldn't tell if he was listening or sleeping. Jasmine looked at Lily, then following her gaze, looking toward the hallway. She ground her teeth, raising a fist, signaling, telling me not to disturb Lily's studying. I shrank back, both hands raised overhead in mock surrender, stepping back twice. Through the frosted glass, 2 more steps back, and I'd completely disappeared from her sight. Lily sighed softly, turning to look at the board, restoring her usual cold demeanor. Soon after, the clear dismissal bell rang. Monday ended. Chapter 64. You smell like someone else's perfume. Hearing the dismissal bell, Lily immediately packed her books quickly. Just as the teacher said, dismissed. She bolted like a horse freed from its reins, shooting out of the classroom. Her speed leaving class, even faster than when the teacher arrived. Lily stood before me, asking in surprise, "Brother, did you miss me this afternoon?" I kept sneezing several times. My eyes slightly averted. Missed you, of course I did. Could badmouthing someone really make them sense it? I thought silently. Seeing me like this, Lily immediately knew I'd definitely done something wrong to her. But as long as brother came to pick her up on time, she was already happy. Lily stepped forward, about to link arms with me. Brother, let's hurry to Rachel's house to study. Who knows, maybe we can help Mrs. Liu with something. Suddenly she frowned slightly. When approaching me, she caught a faint powder scent. That fragrance could only come from a woman. Brother, who did you meet this afternoon? She asked curiously. Oh, I did acupuncture for Mrs. Carter. Then treated General Shaw too. Oh right. Last time third sister needled him and blood spurted everywhere. Made her afraid to treat patients. I spent the whole afternoon pulling her out of those psychological shadows. See how good I am, I said proudly, while Lily kept nodding, eyes full of admiration and clarity. Brother's amazing. I really admire you. I raised my index finger, scratching my nose. Being praised so directly felt a bit embarrassing. Lily smiled gently, then hugged my waist, burying her head in my chest. Voice somewhat aggrieved. Brother, though classmates are very friendly, I'm still scared. Whether they're like those friends before. Who hurt me? I sighed softly. After all, only one day had passed. Not escaping psychological shadows was normal. I gently hugged Lily's shoulders. Patting her shoulder lightly, she leaned into my embrace, her small nose sniffing twice. In this fragrance faintly, disinfectant smell, definitely from third sister. But third sister already has so much. Why must she compete for brother with me? Brother can only be mine. Lily bit her lip gently, thinking silently, as she leaned closer to me, suddenly noticing at my mouth corner a faint red mark, like remaining lipstick traces. Did third sister also hug brother like this afternoon? Lily looked up, clear eyes staring at me, unhappily saying, "Brother, you smell too strongly of traditional medicine. What exactly did you and third sister do this afternoon?" I didn't really care. Just recounted the whole afternoon's events. From beginning to end, third sister said she'll treat me better from now on. And I've already loved the house and its crow. So definitely will treat you well too. I smiled. Lily covered her mouth, face full of surprise. So later I'll also have sister's affection? I nodded reassuringly. Later all the sisters will like you. Only by letting Lily feel family affection. Would she not leave the Carters and cause this family's collapse like in the story? Lily obediently nodded. I'll listen to brother completely. But then she frowned slightly. But brother, your clothes smell too much. Here in the hallway with wind it's bearable. But if we go to Mrs. Carter's, in that enclosed space, this smell is really quite strong. I lowered my head looking back, checking my clothes, shrugging slightly, pulling my collar, sniffing. A disinfectant smell mixed with traditional medicine, plus a hint of sweet fragrance. I think it smells fine. Especially smelling this. I remembered Grace lunging to hug me this afternoon. But seeing Lily frown slightly, I scratched my head. Perhaps this smell makes others uncomfortable, if in a closed room. Afraid Mrs. Carter and Rachel would just endure silently. Not convenient to say. I patted Lily's head, messing up her hair completely. You're truly thoughtful. Let's go buy temporary new clothes. Mrs. Carter's probably waiting for us. Before starting dinner, let's not waste more time. Just as both prepared to leave, Violet came huffing and puffing before them. She yelled straight at me, "You bastard. Didn't you promise at lunch to help me get food? I waited all lunch, yet you never appeared. Do you know how sad I was? Do you know I didn't eat lunch? Almost fainted?" She glanced at Lily, then continuing, "Isn't it because of her that you became like this? Let me tell you, that little one's just pretending. She's a damn green tea. This afternoon in class, she wasn't like that at all. Wouldn't talk to anyone, just acting in front of you. Pretending pitiful like a meowing kitten." I glanced at Lily with interest. Teasing. Never expected you had two faces. Lily panicked slightly, lowering her head, both hands clasping together tensely. Will brother hate me? Will brother think I'm also just pretending? Just thinking about being hated by brother. Her eyes already reddened. I lifted her face, smiling. Doesn't that prove you're only special like that with me? My God, seeing her reddened eyes, I was truly flustered. Why is this girl so fragile? I glanced around, looking for tissues, when Lily lunged straight into my arms, rubbing her head on my shirt, then using my shirt to wipe tears. I said helplessly, "This little one really uses my shirt as a rag." Lily looked up, smiling brightly. "Who told you you're my most beloved person?" Right then, Violet leaned against the doorframe, slowly approaching the three of us. She glanced at me resentfully, then gently tugging Violet's sleeve, face full of grievance. "Tiffany, don't say more. I'm hungry. Let's go." At lunch, I waited forever but he never came to get food. Originally planning to go hungry a bit, to make me feel guilty. She didn't believe I'd lost feelings for her. Perhaps just because recently she'd gone too far. Waiting until afternoon, when I felt guilty, she'd pretend more pitiful. When I saw she'd suffered enough, I'd forgive her. Conveniently, she could make me apologize for what I'd said. Violet imagined everything beautifully, but never expected I wouldn't come to school this afternoon. She'd prepared a whole act with no audience. Chapter 65. Your clothes smell too. After Violet and Tiffany left, Mason yawned, stepping out of class. Just seeing me, eyes widening in surprise. Brother Ethan, you came back? He glanced at Lily. Having a sister really is different from ordinary people. Wish I had a sister like that. I warily pulled Lily behind me. Don't dream about my sister. Mason grinned. If I had a sister as pretty as Lily, the first person I'd guard against is you, Brother Ethan. He looked around, discovering Violet wasn't nearby. Then gossiping quietly, Brother Ethan, you don't know. After you helped her get food, she really skipped the meal. This afternoon seeing you didn't come to class. Her face turned pale green. And that damn Ryan. Seeing you two fight these days. Thought he had a chance. Bought her tons of snacks. Ryan was one of Violet's pursuers. Family also well off. During his pursuit, had spent quite a bit on her. I waved dismissively. Forget it, don't probe me. Even if they're really together. It's none of my business. Being a simp can't compare to raising a sister. I looked down at Lily's head. A light fragrance wafting. Truly very pleasant. I sniffed twice gently. Then continuing, moreover, even if Violet came back, with that personality, we couldn't marry anyway. The effort and money I spent, just helping someone else raise a wife. Better to spend that money on my own sister. Lily looked up, face flushed pink, secretly glancing at my profile. Her heart beating wildly like a little deer. Emotions surging endlessly. I grinned widely. So how many sisters can I support? The little deer in her heart immediately got hit by a truck and died. Lily lowered her head, then gently resting her head against my chest softly. I hadn't finished laughing when her surprise attack made me jump. Mason said gleefully, Brother Ethan, karma's here. I patted Lily's head, smiling. Give me another chance. Let me rephrase that. Lily huffed twice, even raising her small white fist threatening me. Seeing that tiny fist, I suddenly felt, wanting her to call me, brother, while hitting me. Could I have developed some weird preference? I thought to myself. Then quickly shaking my head hard. Driving out those strange thoughts. Clearing my throat. Speaking more seriously. If spending money on other girls. Not sure she'd become my wife. Might even see me as a simp. But spending on my own sister. She'll forever be my sister. Mason raised his eyebrows teasingly, not necessarily. Hey, you damn Mason. I raised my leg, about to kick his butt. He laughed, dodging aside. Brother Ethan, I'm leaving first. I patted Lily's head. Be good. From now on we'll spend money together. I did all this only to prevent Lily from going astray and leaving the Carters. Yet that damn Mason dared mention that. Whatever. Let it pass. Lily rested her head on my chest, swaying gently with my steps. Mood seeming very happy. She looked up. Brother, let's hurry buy clothes, or Mrs. Carter and Rachel will be hungry. The siblings left school together, going to a nearby clothing store. Lily chose a white dress shirt for me, then picking a round neck t-shirt for herself. Brother, look, she held the shirt before me. The shirt was quite loose. She tied the hem into a small knot. The once loose shirt now fitted, accentuating her body's soft curves. I couldn't help raising two thumbs. Beautiful. I really like seeing it. Then suddenly remembering something, I asked suspiciously, wait, my clothes smell. Why are you changing too? Lily stuck out her tongue, explaining, because I hugged you too long. So my clothes smell too. She held out her just changed shirt toward me. Don't believe me? Smell it. I reflexively took the shirt, a warm sensation spreading through my palm. I brought the shirt near my nose, sniffing lightly, saying doubtfully, that's strange. No smell at all. Actually smells nice. I sniffed twice more. Does the housekeeper wash your clothes too? What detergent do you use? Why does it smell better than mine? My face immediately flushed red, quickly using the shirt to cover my face. Then running straight out of the store. Lily's face blushed pink, eyes sparkling, watching my panicked fleeing figure. She also hurried chasing after. Youth is truly wonderful. The clothing store owner, watching the two youngsters with their shy awkwardness. Couldn't help sighing with emotion. Running to the store entrance. I carried the clothes we'd both just changed from. Face red, walking ahead. Getting outside, I realized. The shirt I'd used to cover my face was the shirt Lily just changed from. Though I'd lowered the shirt, I still felt. Even breathing carried that sweet fragrance. Floral scent, definitely flowers. Probably just this area has many flowers planted. I reassured myself inwardly. Lily lowered her head, taking small steps behind me, occasionally mischievously jumping on my shadow. Clearly in a very good mood. Annoying. All because of this little one. I suddenly stopped. Lily couldn't react in time. Her head bumping hard into my back. She rubbed her head gently, sneaking a glance at me. Lily's eyes were very large. When stealing glances, the whites showed even more clearly. Seeing her careful appearance, I raised my hand, messing up her hair completely. Turning neat hair into a bird's nest. Next time wanting new clothes, just say so directly. It's not like I won't buy them, I said helplessly. I guessed she just saw the store's clothes too beautiful. So while choosing for me, conveniently picked one for herself. Then, afraid I wouldn't agree, made up an excuse, saying her clothes smelled as a reason to buy. Lily took from her bag a small comb, stuffing it in my hand, raising her hand, making a swearing gesture, guaranteeing she'd absolutely never tease me again. I looked at her doubtfully, eyes carefully observing her face. On her lips was a mischievous little devil smile, as if saying, I was wrong. While thinking, I'll dare do it again. I could only shake my head helplessly. At least now Lily had some innocence, liveliness befitting a young girl. Thinking this felt good. After all, just small pranks. I looked at the shirt in my hand, still faintly fragrant. If there were a few more times like this, it'd be fine, I suddenly thought to myself. Chapter 66. Minority obeys majority. Since tonight I still planned to visit school, I didn't go get the car, but walked straight to Rachel's neighborhood. Reaching the entrance, faintly, already hearing clattering cooking sounds from the kitchen, I knocked gently. Moments later, shuffling sounds from inside. Mom, let me open the door. You handle cooking, Rachel's voice rang out. Okay, the door opened. Hello, Rachel. Good evening. I smiled, politely greeting. Rachel, I'm here to study. Lily also poked her head from behind me. Rachel quickly stepped aside, letting both in. Tonight she wore a loose black t-shirt. Below were extremely hot short denim shorts. The shorts seemed a bit tight, making the thigh flesh squeeze out plump and visible. She wore black framed glasses, bangs clipped neatly up, revealing a smooth, bright forehead, truly carrying a genuine, academic goddess aura. Finally you two arrived. My mom saw you two taking so long, so she stir-fried another dish. But before you came, I hadn't even tasted it. I'm starting to doubt whether I'm her real daughter. Rachel pouted. I scratched my head, smiling awkwardly. Let me talk to Mrs. Carter. You're a college entrance exam student. Can't let you go hungry. A few minutes later, Mrs. Carter brought out a plate of stir-fried clams with scallions, and a plate of stir-fried pork with garlic shoots. Coming from the kitchen, she'd just heard her daughter's words. Then sternly teaching. These dishes were bought by Ethan. You two haven't sat at the table. How dare you eat first? Rachel shrank back, then quickly hiding behind me, hand lightly clutching my shirt. Ma'am, if you two are hungry, eat first. No need to wait for us. She's a college entrance exam student. Studying on an empty stomach, how can she concentrate? I advised. Mrs. Carter showed hesitation. Of course she didn't want her daughter studying while hungry and weak. But these dishes were all bought by Lily and me. If letting herself eat first, then letting Lily and me eat leftovers, Mrs. Carter would feel very guilty. I said, Mrs. Carter, how about this? School dismisses at 6 inches. If by 6:30 we haven't arrived, you and Rachel eat first. Lily and I won't come eat every day. Yesterday my parents said, it's been too long since seeing us. Plus, studying hungry, how can one concentrate? If it affects Rachel's college entrance exams, that's bad. You don't want her to fail, right? Then tricked by me into having 8 kids. I joked. Hearing my words, Rachel's cheeks immediately flushed red. She huffed twice, awkwardly tugging my sleeve gently. Lily glanced at my profile, though knowing it was just joking. Still puffed her cheeks, annoyed. Mrs. Carter could only shake her head helplessly, smiling. All right. From now on I won't be polite with you too. Then she sighed softly. If my daughter could find a husband as good as you, I could die content. Mom, what are you saying? Rachel blushed, gently scolding. She turned looking at me, saying softly, Ethan, Mom's just joking. Don't take it seriously. But, seeing the interested smile on my lips, her voice grew smaller, face also redder. Finally her hands clasped together, raised to block my view. Seeing her embarrassed appearance, I rolled my eyes. Then joking, Senior, I agree. Mrs. Carter agrees too. Only you haven't agreed. By minority obeys majority principle. Just follow me. Have 8 kids. Rachel's face burned hot, like a steam engine about to explode, her head seeming to smoke. She stammered, No, not like that. Don't mean that. I pretended, seriously nodding. Oh, so Senior wants 10 kids? Rachel panicked, quickly hiding both hands behind her back, her whole person dizzy, completely losing thinking ability, only able to mumble, Later I won't be greedy anymore. Won't sneak food either. Lily glared at me annoyed. Then walking beside Rachel, linking arms, saying firmly, Brother, I don't agree either. Now it's 2 against 2. Hearing that, Rachel sighed in relief, bending down, hiding behind Lily, but still sneaking her head up, glancing at me worriedly, not knowing if I was angry, just seeing me smirk, eyes mischievous. I leaned near Lily's ear, whispering softly, Lily, your brother is truly wicked. Lily glanced at me, then nodding in agreement seriously. After several teasing exchanges, Rachel almost didn't dare look directly at me during the meal, constantly lowering her head, only daring to eat small bites, not daring to look at anyone. I looked at the girl before me, with a bowl of white rice, who could gnaw through 3 pork knuckles. Thinking back to earlier, those short denim shorts squeezing her thighs, I understood the reason. Lily asked curiously, Is that pork knuckle so good? She picked a small piece, using white rice to absorb the oil layer, then biting the lean part. Seeing the fat remaining on her chopsticks, she transferred it to my bowl, saying, Brother, eat this. I flicked her hand. Don't be picky next time. After the meal, the 3 entered the study room. Rachel stood by the window, catching the evening breeze, mood gradually stabilizing. From somewhere she pulled out a clear ruler, raising it like a pointer at the board, left hand adjusting her glasses, right hand tapping the ruler on the desk. Ethan, who told you to bully me? From now on, we'll begin formal tutoring. I raised my eyebrows, raising my hand. Teacher, why aren't you wearing a vest, short skirt and black stockings? Are you sure you're a professional tutor? Chapter 67. Never expected I'm an academic genius. Over 10 minutes later, the study room door opened again. Rachel had changed outfits. A fitted black vest suit, with a tight short skirt, white legs wrapped in thin black stockings. Everything I'd done for mother and daughter, she knew clearly, heart full of gratitude. This afternoon after school dismissal, seeing her mother sitting on the sofa watching TV, she felt extremely amazed, hadn't even realized that her mother in an unfamiliar environment must be so lonely. Ethan had truly treated them wholeheartedly. So as long as not having 8 kids, changing outfits like this, she was willing to do for me. She patted her blushing cheeks, pushing back the black framed glasses. She tensely gripped the ruler. Clearly before, when secretly working part-time, I wore this too. Yet somehow, standing before him, felt so embarrassing. She cleared her throat. Student Ethan, can we begin tutoring now? I walked around Rachel once, then nodding satisfied. If teacher's back then all dressed like this, I might have dared apply to Singhua. Teacher, my thirst for knowledge has exceeded limits. Please, punish me freely, I said excitedly, making Rachel smile and nod. Then let's start by taking out today's homework. Whatever you don't understand, ask me. I tilted my head looking at Lily, confused. Wait, we have homework? Why didn't anyone tell me? Seeing the two sitting close together, Lily pulled over another small chair, squeezing between them while sitting. Brother, you never do homework anyway. To keep your desk always clean. The teacher doesn't even give you papers. I raised my eyebrows, huffing. Even if I don't do it, she can't not give them. I still pay tuition. If not needed, give to that fat guy. Or whoever dares bully you. I'll give him a whole problem set. One wrong answer, one slap. Let him understand. Knowledge is power. Lily moved, hugging my waist tightly, snuggling in my arms, though knowing it was a joke, still sensing my genuine desire to protect her. She looked up, voice soft. Brother, I have one assignment unfinished. Want to help me? My face darkened, raising my hand, flicking her forehead. Everyone does their own work. I don't need knowledge power. Just need hand faster than brain skills. I shook my head slightly, thinking silently. This Lily is truly silly and loves acting spoiled. Trying to trick me into doing homework? Dream on. Going home I'll make you do 2 more sets. Hearing my shameless teasing, Rachel could only lower her head, smiling, inside feeling a bit jealous of my close sibling bond with Lily. At this moment, she'd just taken her homework from her bag, initially planning while I worked to write her remaining portion. But after thinking, she asked, which subject do you want to improve most? Following that, I'll review the textbook with you. All books you're studying, I have. My notes can be used too. Without thinking I answered immediately, physical health. Rachel's face flushed red. That subject doesn't exist. Lily, who'd been swaying gently in my arms, hearing this immediately looked up, hitting my head hard, angrily saying, brother needs to cultivate most moral ideology. Rachel, don't mind him. We already told Mrs. Carter. You're here to teach me, not teach him. If I don't understand, I'll ask you. Don't let him bother you. She interjected directly. I could only pat the little one's head, never expecting the girl would shut me down. Fine. You two do homework. I'll play games. Both Lily and Rachel were genuine academic geniuses, working fast as wind. I sat beside, chin propped, watching them write intently. Lily's figure was slender, proportionate, but due to long-term malnutrition, still looked a bit thin. Perhaps in a few months, her beauty would become even more striking. As for Rachel, raised well by Mrs. Carter, her figure was fuller than Lily's. Where it should be full, it was full. Where it should be slim, it was slim. Especially those soft thighs made me almost unable to resist reaching out to touch. Just I noticed. Why were they both writing with faces red as beets? Could the questions be that heated? I looked up, checking Lily's problem. Just then, Mrs. Carter brought in a plate of pre-cut fruit. I cleared my throat, pointing at Lily's test paper, saying, this question, just apply brushstroke technique, combined with classic works, plus Bach's Old Testament, will produce a secret that cannot be told. I turned my head, pretending just noticing Mrs. Carter, quickly standing to take the fruit plate. Ma'am, this is too much trouble. Mrs. Carter didn't understand what I said, but hearing so many technical terms, she just felt I was truly talented. No problem at all. Eat some fruit. Don't study too hard. She glanced at Rachel. Ethan's here to help Lily study. Don't keep bothering him. I shook my head. Ma'am, this question. The three of us are analyzing approaches together. Rachel even helped me think of many new ideas. Mrs. Carter huffed. My daughter. I know her personality well. Fine. I won't disturb your studying. She turned to Rachel, adding, be more proactive. Don't make Ethan worry so much about you. Then closing the door, I turned around, still holding the fruit plate, seeing both girls looking at me with resentful eyes. Rachel pouted, whispering, now I'm doubting whether I'm her real daughter again. Lily's eyes widened. She finally understood why brother was so beloved by adults. Clearly at first, parents didn't trust him. Even Mrs. Carter initially looked at him with wary eyes. Yet only 2 days already turned to cherishing him so much. She suddenly remembered. At dinner, when I teased Rachel about having 8 kids, Mrs. Carter showed no objection. She glanced at Rachel, then at me, silently crying, "Oh no. Brother's too loved, what should I do? Feels like the whole world wants to steal him from me." I scratched my head, smiling awkwardly, placing the fruit plate between them. Then joking, "They haven't said anything yet, why are you two looking at me?" Is the question so hard it shows on my face? Chapter 68. Plush rabbit and 2 fruit pieces. I'd just eaten 2 pieces of fruit when both girls kicked me straight out of the room. I shrugged helplessly. Well, at least I'm free now. In the study, besides watching them work, I had nothing else to do. Moreover, they were both so excessively beautiful. Staying longer, I might start thinking of 8 kids' names. Leaving the study, seeing Mrs. Carter had finished cleaning the dining table, sitting watching TV in the living room. "Ethan, why are you out here?" she asked. I smiled, joking. Inside, they kept staring at me. Wouldn't look at homework at all. "Don't mind me, ma'am. I'll play on my phone. Wait for Lily to finish studying, then go home. The bread and milk boxes around 8 p.m. will be delivered. Remember to put them in the fridge." I reminded again. "These are just for home use. Absolutely don't give to anyone else." Before, an employee gave leftover bread to a homeless person. Result was they ate it, then claimed stomach pain. Demanded the store pay $2,000. Hearing this, Mrs. Carter nodded, angrily saying, "Truly outrageous people. Don't worry. I won't let you get in trouble." Seeing Mrs. Carter understood, I stretched out on the sofa, completely relaxed. Taking my phone, opening the app. A moment of light lag passed. Immediately, countless cursing comments appeared like snowfall. Before these netizens following rumors, I truly didn't know what to do. Just wanted to reach through the internet, then pluck out each one's leg hair in rage. I randomly selected a few, lucky keyboard warriors. Screenshot their insults to keep as evidence. Just happened to use as material for tonight's video. While selecting the next victim, a message window popped up with a new notification. The account, Flora, messaged me. "Brother Ethan, I believe that blogger's slanderous video has absolutely no evidence, just using emotions to deceive viewers. I've identified that person's location. Dormitory 1, Riverside University. This is all the publicly available information I could find." I immediately remembered the name, Flora. This was the girl who'd commented last night, saying she'd been bullied. I remembered replying to her, inviting her to visit Riverside. Curious, I clicked on her profile. Inside were only 2 videos. One showed a girl wearing a light pink Lolita dress, sitting at a computer desk, face not clearly visible, only showing about a third of her side profile. The computer monitor was quite large. The tower was a high-end model with RGB lighting, rainbow lights, covering the entire frame, looking very modern. The computer wallpaper featured 2 large pink plush rabbits. On the desk sat an identical plush rabbit. The video caption read, "The plush rabbit he gave me. Isn't it cute?" The second clip showed that plush rabbit, torn apart, inside revealing white stuffing, and several short black wire pieces. The caption read, "Why did I want to die?" I went back to watch the first video. In the video, when the lens shook slightly, could faintly see in the rabbit's dark eyes a dim red light glowing. Seeing these 2 clips, I roughly understood what had happened to that girl. Sighing softly, I ground my teeth, cursing quietly, "Beast." Then replying to her message, "Let them celebrate one last time. Those wolves in moral clothing won't live peacefully much longer. Tonight, I'll make all of Riverside go silent." "Oh right. When are you coming to Riverside? I'll show you around the streets." Flora messaged me, "Are you really willing to show me around Riverside's streets?" I replied, "Anywhere's fine. Riverside's streets are tree-lined. Air carries pleasant fragrances." After a brief chat, I learned what happened to Flora afterward. To delete the secretly filmed video of herself, she'd had to drop out mid-term. spending much time learning network technology, though eventually deleting that video. But the incident back then had caused quite a stir locally, making her face pointing and gossiping every time she went out. So she resolutely stopped going outside. Utilizing her network skills, she found a job related to cybersecurity, but from staying indoors too long, her parents worried greatly about their daughter's mental state. Her mother was originally middle management at a large company, about to be promoted higher. Yet for her daughter's sake, she quit that job. When hearing my song, she finally made up her mind, wanting to overcome past psychological demons, not making parents worry anymore. Hearing Flora's story, I felt extremely fortunate, lucky that back then, I'd arrived at the scene in time, saving Lily in time. Otherwise, truly didn't know how deep her psychological wounds would be. Bullied before the whole class, then filmed. That clip could even be posted online. Flora at least had loving parents, while Lily had no one to rely on. I took a very deep breath, then inviting Flora again, but after waiting several minutes, she still hadn't replied. Perhaps she needed more time to prepare mentally. I opened the short video app again. Though most clips online were cursing me, but now as long as videos had pretty girls. The background music, almost all used my 2 songs. After watching over 10 minutes, suddenly a livestream interface appeared. In it, that malicious rumor spreader Jenny sat behind a large desk. On the desk, displayed a whole row of various cosmetics. Welcome, darlings, to my livestream. I'm the anti-school violence movement pioneer, host Jenny. New viewers, remember to follow at the top left. I frowned, then clicking on Jenny's profile. The pinned post at top was the video slandering me. That video now had over 80,000 likes. And Jenny, relying on the title, #1 anti-school violence advocate, had gained over 150,000 followers. I exited her profile, then returning to the livestream. Jenny was holding an eyebrow pencil, speaking reproachfully. What do you mean expensive? Don't talk nonsense. I negotiated so hard with suppliers. This is already wholesale price. Just giving benefits to you all. Remember, a man who won't even spend $79 on an eyebrow pencil will never be sincere with you. Make those simps reflect on themselves. How many years, any effort, working hard, salary increased? After a tirade of teachings, I watched the card display. From 1,000 items quickly becoming sold out. Just now frowning. Now Jenny smiled bright as a chrysanthemum. Darlings, this eyebrow pencil is sold out. Now let's move to the next product. Whoever likes it, hurry and order immediately. Chapter 69. What are you doing behind me? Next I'll introduce this body lotion. Apply it and skin becomes smooth as water. Jenny took from the desk a small sample bottle, holding it before the lens. Actually, that eyebrow pencil just now was only worth $9.90. Just with that item, she'd profited nearly $70,000. By tonight's livestream end, she estimated total income could reach $100,000. Thinking about this morning's roommate going to interviews, while she just sat here talking, and in one night, earned 2 years of their salary. Excitement filled her face. Her voice introducing products grew more enthusiastic. Just opening the sample bottle cap, applying to her hand to demonstrate the lotion's effects. Then realizing products just listed were swept clean instantly. Thank you, darlings, for your support. Now let's move to the next product. She'd just finished setting up new stock. Before introducing, it sold out again. She frowned at the back-end statistics. Though a few popular items could also sell out this fast. But today she was selling unpopular items. All warehouse overstock from factories. Basically dead inventory. Purchase price extremely low, but still branded with major labels. Selling price also quite high. So her commission was also very large. In the management system, all products were purchased entirely by a user named Ethan, who bought everything clean. Seeing that Ethan ID, her eyebrows raised excitedly, just from yesterday's video exposing blogger Ethan for distorting truth. She'd gained over 100,000 followers. Wait until tonight's livestream ended. She'd edit video clips, saying, "Ethan, maliciously placed orders." Then filming a refund clip. Conveniently complaining that she was bullied by blogger Ethan. She calculated, this time followers would definitely exceed 300,000. Life with food and comfort seemed to be beckoning her. But to keep the broadcast uninterrupted, she put the Ethan account on the blacklist. "Sorry, darlings. Just had a small glitch. Now I'll continue introducing this foundation, plus giving you all a tiny sample." At this moment, on my phone screen, a notification suddenly appeared. "You've been blocked by the livestream host," and automatically switched to another channel. I reopened the order management interface, immediately selecting full refund for all purchased products. Then confirming processing. Looking at the clock, nearly 8 p.m., I stepped onto the balcony, looking up at the sky. Night wind gently blowing past. Drifting clouds dimly covering half the moon. The entire city sinking in dark gloom. Dim moonlight, cold wind, perfect for killing. I said softly, "Tonight's sky," as if also reminding me. Time had come to punish those people eating wolves with words. By my ear suddenly rang laughter and playful voices. I looked toward the sound. Coming from the study. Probably they finished homework. Quite late already. After filming the video, let's go home, I thought. Then walking to the study door. Knocking gently. Suddenly hearing inside surprised and panicked cries. Waiting for the sounds to quiet, I pushed the door open. Lily lowered her head, back turned to me, silent, while Rachel pressed her lips tight, eyes awkwardly avoiding mine. "What were you two secretly doing behind me?" I asked. "Nothing, nothing," Lily stammered. I glanced around the room, seeing on the desk an uncapped lipstick. Lily seemed to notice too, her small hand immediately snatching the lipstick to hide it. I could only shake my head helplessly, guessing these two girls finished homework, then sat playing with lipstick, doing makeup on each other. Recently, whenever seeing me, Lily would run close. This time the makeup must be disastrous. I took out my phone, opening the camera, thinking silently, this historically ugly moment of the two prettiest girls at home must be recorded. "Lily, brother has his phone," Rachel quickly reminded. When speaking, her tightly pressed lips slightly opened. The strawberry red lipstick under the light sparkled like glass. Looking at it just made one want to taste it. Just as I was mesmerized by those lips, Lily suddenly covered her face with her hand, then lunging into my arms. With a thud, I was pushed backward, hitting the just closed door. Had to admit, that thick skin skill was truly useful. I sensed that her lunge was definitely to prevent me from capturing that embarrassing photo. The impact force, at least 17 years of power. Lily hugged my waist tight, burying her head in my chest, rubbing hard. I patted her head helplessly. "Come on, wake up." I put the phone away. "Don't rub anymore. Careful, you'll wear down my 8-pack abs." Lily ignored me, stubbornly rubbing twice more before stopping. Then turning to look at Rachel. She awkwardly avoided my gaze. Clearly at first was supposed to teach Lily, but ended up doing makeup together. And got caught by me. "Rachel," Lily called softly. Rachel reflexively responded, her face immediately flushing red. She turned to Lily, admiring the clumsily lipsticked face. Nodding gently, Lily sighed in relief, lowering her head, smiling shyly, eyes glancing down at my white dress shirt, covered in lipstick marks she'd rubbed on, lips curving up mischievously. I looked down at my newly bought shirt, not knowing whether to laugh or cry. Just worn a few hours. Already smeared red and white by this girl. Dare use my shirt as a rag? I flicked her forehead. "You're washing this shirt for me." Lily rubbed her forehead, looking up at me, her voice carrying excitement. "Really? Let me wash it? Brother, did I hear wrong?" Why did I feel in her voice? There was even some anticipation? Impossible, can't be. No one likes washing clothes for others. I shook my head several times. Probably heard wrong. The grievance in her words, I mistook for anticipation. I said seriously, "That's right. You should know how hard washing clothes is. Lily lowered her head, not knowing what she was thinking. Seeing her reaction, I nodded. Sure enough, I misunderstood. Seeing her current appearance, perhaps realizing her mistake. But I'm a good brother. Can't just keep spoiling my sister. Otherwise it becomes excessive pampering. Must train Lily to become a well-rounded sister in virtue, intelligence, physique, beauty, and labor. I huffed lightly. Even knowing you're wrong, you still must be punished. Chapter 70. Director will teach you how to act. Help me wash clothes. Help brother wash clothes. Lily stood dazed. She didn't quite hear what I said, her body still swaying slightly. I stared stunned, seeing her shoulders trembling slightly. Don't tell me she's crying? Just washing the shirt she dirtied. Not worth being this upset. Only a few days. Already became such a spoiled girl? Adapts so fast. No, can't allow this. Must be firmer. But thinking this, looking at the small girl before me, I still softened. I poked her shoulder gently. Fine, I'll let it go this time. But next time don't do it again. Lily suddenly looked up. I dirtied your shirt, brother. I should be punished. I'll wash it. When she looked up, I also froze momentarily. Her peach blossom eyes, eyelids slightly tinted light pink. Her gaze so gentle that even looking at a dog would warm people's hearts. Let alone looking at me. Worthy of the story's most beautiful girl. Brother, don't look anymore. She shyly covered her face with her hand, then hurrying to the bathroom to check the mirror. Seeing her reflection, not as disastrous as imagined. Thinking of my gaze earlier. Her lips couldn't help curving up. Using cold water to wash off the lipstick. Then returning to the room. She lightly touched her water-dampened cheeks. Then suddenly hugging me from behind. Rubbing on my back, carrying warm moisture. I could only pat her head, thinking helplessly. This little one, using my shirt as a towel again. First wiping face, now wiping back. But whatever, she's washing it anyway. Do whatever she wants. I thought silently. I looked toward Lily, then asking, did you finish today's homework? Lily nodded. Brother, didn't you say tonight we'd film at school? Let's go early. I smiled. My leading lady and Rachel. We're leaving first. Rachel stood up, preparing to see them out. When we left the study, on the dining table sat newly delivered milk and bread. Rachel and Lily's eyes, immediately drawn to those bread bags. Ethan, today's bread and milk arrived. You and Lily take some to eat on the way. Mrs. Carter said, voice somewhat hesitant. Then turning to see Lily's eager eyes. I smiled. Want some? Take it, but only one piece. Leave the rest for Rachel's breakfast tomorrow. No being greedy. Lily nodded repeatedly, then hugging Rachel's arm. Walking together to the dining table. On the table sat 7 or 8 different types of bread. She looked and wanted to try everything. After hesitating, she chose a French croissant. Not because she liked it most, but because, among the delivered bread, there were exactly 2 of that type. This way, Rachel could also taste it. Seeing her choice, I was moved to the point of sniffling. Never expected. I'd once doubted she was spoiled. A sister who thinks of others like this. Spoiling her wouldn't matter. Leaving Rachel's home, Lily held my arm, head lowered, walking while taking small bites of bread. Oil on the bread sticking to her lips. Under streetlights sparkling soft light. She licked her lips gently. Then glancing at my shirt. Don't think weird thoughts. I quickly stopped her. Lipstick and water are fine. But if the shirt gets oil on it, it's ruined. Lily pouted, puffing her cheeks. Softly, ing. The school campus at night pitch black. Cold wind threading through the silent space. Making me feel somewhat eerie. Little Lily, taking advantage of the fear, buried her head in my stomach. I thought silently, my shirt's about to get another oil stain. Finally I reached the parking spot. I took from the Maybach a tissue pack, giving it to Lily, telling her to quickly wipe the oil from her lips, not to use my shirt again. I opened the car door again, taking out a medical diagnosis report, then handing it to Lily. She curiously opened the paper. Seeing the words, she asked puzzled, brother, is my mental state really that stressed lately? When did I get examined? How come I don't know anything? If a few days ago, seeing this diagnosis, Lily might have truly believed. Her mental state was under great pressure. But these days, she'd been happy every day, even excitedly anticipating tomorrow. I shook my head slightly, explaining, "This is fake. Just a filming prop." I opened the MyBox rear door, excitedly saying, "Don't hesitate. Leading lady, get in. Director will personally teach you how to act." We both sat in the back seat. I shared the prepared script, recounting it all to Lily. "Anything you don't understand? Need the director to teach again?" Lily thought a moment, mentally reviewing the entire plot. Then shaking her head gently, but still somewhat hesitant, she asked, "Brother, is doing this really okay? Will they be attacked by netizens?" I pinched her cheek gently. "My silly sister. I'm just being generous. If my account had less money, I'd have jumped off a building." I opened the Douyin message section, the screen full of curses and insults. Seeing those lines, Lily's expression also darkened. "They can slander you however they want. But why must you suffer online mob attacks?" I nodded, "Because when they lie, no one teaches them a lesson. They just make up stories to gain followers. Followers mean money. They don't care about right or wrong or truth. Just need traffic. At most, when things are exposed, they delete or hide the video. Otherwise cry a few lines, saying they were also deceived, playing victim themselves, then claiming depression. After some time, they return to make money. These fabricators, don't they know their lies can cause great harm to the people involved? Just because the fire hasn't reached them, they don't bother caring." I patted Lily's head. "Moreover, being slandered is already infuriating. Being slandered this badly is even more hateful." Chapter 71. Really dangerous. Almost blurted out. Scene 1. Take 1. Action. In the dark school campus. I held my phone, running along the empty corridor. By my ear was night wind whistling past, and rapid, labored breathing. The classroom door opened. Inside no one. The shot switched to the teacher's office. After searching around, still empty. Classroom, office, restroom, flower beds, athletic field. I ran through everything, but found nothing. Both sides of the frame began moving slower. Breathing growing heavier. Could clearly see my stamina nearly depleted. After a brief pause, on screen, showed me bracing hands on knees, resting. In hand still holding the hospital test slip. The lens shaking with each breath, but still capturing the words. Patient shows signs of severe mental stress. A short cut. Then the shot continued moving, returning to the initial classroom. But this time leaving the room. The lens pointed up at the moon covered by dark clouds, capturing that moment. Just as the camera turned toward the corridor, the shot suddenly cut back. Lens aimed at the rooftop of the opposite building, faintly showing a girl, standing by the railing edge, night wind blowing through her hair. Immediately the shot shook violently, racing through the corridor, up the stairs, stopping before a tightly closed door. The door burst open. Lily stood on a desk, face showing a flash of panic. My camera angle was perfectly precise, though Lily only stood on the desk on the rooftop. Through the lens perspective, looked like she was right at the railing edge. At the video's end, Lily spread both arms wide, eyes sorrowful, then falling backward. I dropped my phone, rushing forward to catch her tight. I pinched her nose gently, voice half angry, half worried. "Didn't I say not to really fall? Do you know how dangerous that was? Actress adding her own scenes. What's that about?" Lily pressed her head against my chest. She held me tight, not letting go, not saying a word. Seeing Lily's current state, I sighed softly, then hugging her back, though just filming a video. Perhaps in that moment, Lily truly thought, if that day's bullying had continued, perhaps she'd have really jumped from here. Feeling the warmth in my embrace, and the pounding heartbeat, Lily's eyes reddened. When first climbing onto the desk, she felt like truly standing on the rooftop railing. When falling backward, in that instant, she truly had suicidal thoughts. She wanted to kill her weak past self. "Brother, I'm so scared. I'm afraid this is all a dream. I'm afraid if I wake up, you'll have a girlfriend and won't love me anymore. What should I do? She took a breath, looking up at my profile. Borrowing fleeting courage, she pleaded softly, brother, can you? Just then, the phone suddenly rang. Her just gathered courage, shattered by that sound. I looked awkwardly back, the phone vibrating vigorously on the floor. Then looking at Lily, momentarily didn't know what to do. Probably she didn't finish speaking earlier. Must want me to help with something. And perhaps it's quite important to her. I guessed. Lily took a deep breath, hugging me tighter. Voice coquettish, brother, carry me over there. I patted her head, smiling. Can't blame people for liking sisters. Sisters are soft, cute, and smell nice. Who wouldn't like that? I wrapped my arm around her waist, pulling her to where the phone was, bending to pick it up. The screen displayed a voice call from Summer. I frowned slightly at the screen. The original owner was quite close to Summer, but normally she wouldn't call. I felt something wasn't right. Thinking a few seconds, finally I answered, Ethan, you finally picked up. What were you doing? Why took so long to answer? Did your sister not let you answer the phone? Hearing her voice, I could only smile awkwardly. After all, this was a call from dear sister. I had to use one hand to hold the girl in my arms, the other hand answering the call. Summer's voice somewhat reproachful for my slow answer, showing clear displeasure. Lily's face flushed red. She buried her head in my chest, not daring to make a sound. No, nothing, I stammered, glancing around, briefly thinking, did Summer install surveillance cameras? Unbelievable, she said, then immediately sending a video call request. A new message popped on screen. I just want to check your future girlfriend for you. If you refuse, means you're guilty. Defaulting to you doing shady things with your sister. Then, remember to send me a clip under 800 frames. Thanks. Seeing those tiger and wolf words, I could only surrender. Lily's face turned purple-red, like about to emit smoke. She released my waist, but still gripping my sleeve tight. I helplessly opened the video call. On the other end, Summer hugged her knees, lying on her dorm bed, her small pale legs gently swaying in the air. She tilted her head looking around the screen. Why's it so dark on your end? Are you stealing something? Where's your sister? Not beside you? I sighed helplessly, handing the phone to Lily. She spoke in a tiny voice, fourth sister, good evening. Hello. Summer saw her and reminded, little sister. Where are you two now? Why's it so dark around you? If Ethan dares take you to a secluded forest, absolutely don't follow, understand? Then call me immediately. I'll help you call the police. Lily glanced at me, seeing my face black as ink. She shook her head gently, sister. We're still at school. Brother said he wanted to film a video. Summer nodded, then be careful. Brother's using the director excuse, saying they'll personally teach you how to act, then taking you to a closed room or car. Remember to run immediately. Lily's eyes wavered slightly. She suddenly remembered. Earlier brother also said he'd personally teach her how to act, and took her into the car. I immediately snatched the phone. I heard everything Summer said. If letting her say a few more suspicious lines, the good image I'd worked hard to build would be completely destroyed by her. On screen, as soon as my face appeared, Summer's tone immediately changed. Ethan, yesterday I asked you to film a video with me. You kept delaying, planning to ignore me? Turn around and take your sister to dark places to film videos. Want to be a director? Can't I be your leading lady? My assignment for 10,000 followers still isn't done. Tonight probably need to visit your room, then sleep with you. Summer pretended to look aggrieved. For course credits, I can sacrifice a bit. Chapter 72. Showered with gifts. Hearing Summer's teasing, tempting words, Lily grew alert, pressing closer to me. I scratched my head, somewhat embarrassed. Why does Summer know about last night? The leading lady sleeping with the director? Did Summer install tracking devices on me? I cleared my throat lightly, then switching to a serious expression. Fourth sister, if you keep talking nonsense, I'm hanging up. You calling me definitely isn't with good intentions. Whatever you want, just say it directly. Summer cleared her throat, answering. Ethan, tonight did you see that live stream selling products? I just watched and got blocked by him. I said. Tonight. I also watched that live stream. Even bought quite a lot. Right after the live ended. I refunded all the orders. Now the money's frozen. They said wait 1 to 3 business days to return to account. Summer replied. I nodded, not expecting she'd done the same as me. Summer was now lying flat on the bed. Head lowered, hands spread wide before the lens. This is my only lifetime request. Ethan, give me some gifts. I'm doing this for you. You can't abandon me. I raised my eyebrows. Fourth sister, if you only have one life, yours is really short. These 2 days, already 3, only requests. Even mayflies live longer than you. Summer covered her mouth, giggling. This time is different. Without money, I'll truly starve to death. Then it really will be my life's final request. I shook my head helplessly, immediately transferring her 10,000 in gifts. Hearing the gift notification in her account, Summer held up her phone, blowing me a kiss. Love you, Ethan. I hesitated slightly, asking back. Did you and the others film a video today? To condemn that person? What good does condemning do? I already posted evidence, yet still slandered as usual. Moreover, I'll film an MV as a gift for him. Let him get really famous. Tonight when I post the video. Let's see if he dares show his face again. I said. Then you won't sleep tonight. Wait to see your video posted first. Summer immediately hung up the video call. Lily gently tugged my sleeve. Brother, does fourth sister video call you often? I shook my head. Don't you see, every time I transfer gifts. She hurriedly hangs up immediately. Those initial greetings are just preamble. The important part is extracting gifts. I paused, then asking, by the way, what were you going to ask me earlier? Lily looked at me, then closing her eyes, seeming to have lost all courage. She asked softly, brother, can you go with me to the old hometown? I patted her head, small matter. Let's go together this weekend. Oh wait, I suddenly remembered school was off this weekend. Then Friday afternoon, just a few days. General Shaw and Mrs. Carter have been busy these days. Moreover, before Dad meets General Shaw again. Not sure he'll take this seriously. At most just drop by briefly. Then decide whether to beat me up. Now was the critical period. Deciding whether Dad could once more feel fatherly affection. Thinking this, I smirked cunningly. Comrade Mr. Carter, the debt from beating me these days. I'll definitely repay double. Night had deepened. I led Lily quickly back home. Entering the bathroom for a quick wash. Then preparing to go to the game room to edit video. Lily held a small nightgown. Face flushed red. Sitting dazed on the bed. Aren't you going to shower? I asked. I want to shower in your room. She answered softly. And help you wash clothes. She added. Before I could react, Lily had already run straight into the bathroom. Wait, hold on. I sat down hard on the bed, stunned. The sound of water in the bathroom began. Thinking about the clothes, socks, towels I'd changed from. All still in there. I just wanted to slap myself twice. Truly inviting disaster. Why punish her with this? Now the one suffering is me. A moment later, Lily's face bright red, hugging the changed clothes, rushed back to her room. I stepped into the bathroom to check. My white dress shirt had been washed spotless. Hung neatly on the clothes rack beside. I opened my mouth to say something but didn't know how to start. Could only sigh deeply, slapping myself twice to calm down. Then heading straight to the game room to start editing. This game room probably never imagined in its lifetime that one day I'd actually use it for studying. I spliced together the filmed video segments, adding footage from the hair salon's surveillance camera, plus Daniel's clarification announcement, and online attacks against me, all simply connected together, then adding appropriate background music, and uploading to Douyin. At the same time, Jenny was also editing tonight's filmed footage, then posting on Douyin, with the title, Everyone, I'm being bullied by a 1 million follower blogger. In the video, Jenny covered her reddened eyes. then beginning to sob. Because I exposed the true face of a million-follower blogger. He went crazy seeking revenge. Tonight, during my livestream. Not only calling his fans into my room to curse, but also personally, maliciously placing orders, then simultaneously refunding everything. He's a famous person with millions of fans. While I'm just an ordinary person, my followers are all very gentle, unable to withstand attacks from extreme netizens. She took a deep breath, eyes showing determination. When I stood up speaking for bullied people, I knew sooner or later I'd become a victim. Each person not daring to speak. I believe they're also good people. Just scared. But even if bullied, I won't change my determination. Won't abandon my position from fear. Absolutely won't submit to bullies. I believe justice lives in people's hearts. Justice may arrive late, but will never be absent. I'm the first on the entire internet to stand against online violence. Immediately after, her video was posted. Title: First Person Against Online Bullying. Plus the story of being bullied by a million-follower blogger. Quickly climbed trending searches. Sisters, don't be afraid. You're not alone. Blogger, you must stay strong. We'll always support you. Those returned items, just sell them in the next livestream. We'll definitely support you. Let's crash that person's comments together. Let him taste what bullying feels like. Where's that bastard? Thinks he's someone. Brothers, follow me. Charge. Chapter 73. Really want to love this world. Many extreme netizens followed the blue link at the comment top, flooding into my Douyin account. At that moment, I just finished uploading my newest video. The video's opening was pitch black. Against the black background appeared text. 10 large characters clearly printed. I already caught him. Brothers, is this the person? If confirmed, I'll start precision strike. Wait, look carefully. What's written on screen? Give the suspect a chance to explain. Brothers, let's watch first. Then the scene switched, showing me running throughout campus searching for Lily. What's this guy looking for? Didn't go home last night either. He doesn't have a home? So it's from lacking family love that he bullies others. I told you, those who bully others are all fathered, but not raised. Amid heated comments, the video changed scenes. Light music played. The person in video leaned back on sofa, eyes vacant, hair disheveled, yet still radiating the longing to live freely like a movie protagonist. On screen, I continued searching relentlessly for Lily, not seeing her shadow anywhere. In the flashing footage, briefly appeared a white hospital test slip. What's that? Think I just saw depression. No, it's severe mental stress. That's basically depression anyway. My God, this late at night. Still haven't found the person? If it were me, I'd go crazy. Netizens flooded comments. As time progressed, the shot transitioned. At this moment, Lily stood on the railing, arms spread wide, as if wanting liberation. Once thought of leaving. Because of those words, those looks, those wounds. The images combined with the song's melody made netizens freeze. Wait, she's not actually going to jump? Falling from that height must hurt. Damn, so that bully is actually that person. Brothers, retreat. Return quickly. That bastard used us. Blogger, we're sorry. So you're the real good person. Ha ha. Why did everyone almost kill him? He's so young. Why are there people who could bear to bully such a young girl? She clearly still has a beautiful future ahead. Plus a brother who loves her so much. You're absolutely right, brothers. Let me finish watching the blogger's video. I want to curse those bastards writing poetry about blood-soaked buns. Then the screen began replaying video clips I'd posted before, containing all evidence I'd previously released. Though duplicate content, these were all officially verified materials, representing the entire truth. At this point, the video's song also reached its climax. Don't want to leave. Perhaps when loved, people learn to look up toward the future. Let wounds stay in the past. Letting go can receive something better. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid. Under such supreme musical talent, this climax pierced straight into the hearts of everyone watching this video. The emotions suppressed within them, with each note, erupted violently like a volcano. With such clear evidence, who dares contradict it? You people must wait until the girl actually jumps before waking up? Today, this blogger stood up defending justice. Whoever dares talk nonsense again. Any troll speaks up, I'll curse them to death. Dare come fight. 10,000 swords return. Come here. As the video neared its end, the curses I'd received also appeared on screen line by line. My voice in the video carried deep sorrow. Speaking and singing softly, once thought of leaving. When sunlight was swallowed by dark clouds. Never expected you'd try so hard to dispel it for me. The scene switched again, returning to the initial black frame. I should have caught her hand in time. Watching this, emotions just released through the song's climax. Suddenly compressed deep down again. No one dared imagine how much pain I must have endured. Clearly I'd grasped my sister's hand. But ultimately, because of those bastards wanting blood buns, it was they themselves who pushed the girl off the rooftop. Damn, that blogger is no longer human. No way. Today must deal with a few writing blood buns for satisfaction. Brothers, who dares go with me? That round one blogger named Jenny something dares call herself first anti-online violence advocate? Clearly she's the ringleader bullying others. Everyone look at her face. Looks like the type in elementary school who tattled to teachers. This blogger's not wrong at all. But why'd I want to cry? Great one. Can you post the instrumental version of this song? Please. The account, Ethan's Journey, thanks to this video, saw followers jump from 5 million to 8 million in moments. And that number kept rising. Right after, I posted another video. The video background completely black. But at the song's ending, I added a short clip, person hugging sofa. Eyes dreamy, hair disheveled, red sunset sky, and soft singing, it's you who answered my last call. On the black background, golden text appeared. This song, for those still trapped in darkness. Reading those words, everyone was moved to speechlessness. This blogger is truly a treasure. Never expected I'd believe slander against him. He even revised the song's ending. It's truly healing. Healing what? That blogger can never answer his sister's phone again. Do you know how much he's suffering? Everyone cry for me. Blogger, thank you. I was diagnosed with depression this afternoon. Didn't know what to do. But hearing your song, I feel I can overcome it. On my end, after posting the video, I opened the game interface. Originally planning to play a Yasuo match proving myself. But the account was still locked for another hour. Lily, after running to her room, drying her hair, secretly snuck into the game room. Her eyes still moist. Upon entering, sat down on the sofa. Hugging me tight, she played on repeat on my newly bought phone. The song I'd just sung. I glanced at the countdown clock on screen. Still 50 minutes to coax my sister. Lily obediently leaned on my shoulder. In my head right now, a whole battlefield had formed. Imaginary league. An EQ, then flash knocking up 5 people. Then ulti for pentakill. Brother, why does hearing you sing make me so sad? Lily pouted, voice full of grievance. The video I made used the simplest editing. But this very clumsiness fully reflected the panic, tension and despair of those involved. All netizens empathized with that story. If their daughter was bullied, if they'd searched throughout the entire school, time after time, unable to find the girl's shadow, and when finally finding her, she jumped right before their eyes, anyone would feel ultimate despair. I patted Lily's head gently. Looking at the wall full of figures of cute characters in the room, I said softly, the only place to cry is the bathroom. But in my arms, you can cry freely. Chapter 74. Trash game ruining my youth. Lily looked up, showing a disgusted expression. Ew. What are you saying? So creepy. Ethan awkwardly turned away, thinking carefully. What I just said was indeed a bit creepy. But being looked at by Lily with such disgusted eyes, why did I feel slightly thrilled? Seeing my flustered appearance, Lily lowered her head slightly, rubbing her head on my pajama top, whispering, but when snuggling in your arms, I won't want to cry anymore. I felt my heart Like being hit hard. Maybe tonight I should also properly assemble that computer. Then I can play support tanks for her. I thought silently. Lily's face slightly flushed, eyes somewhat avoiding, asking softly, "Should you go to sleep?" I looked at the clock, nearly midnight. Really should sleep. Go to your room early. Lily showed a slightly hurt expression. Brother, can't I sleep in your room? Fine. You sleep on the bed early. I'll sleep here temporarily tonight. I said, just like camping at an internet cafe overnight. Not like I haven't done it before. I glanced at the countdown clock on screen. Tonight must avenge last time. Lily then knelt on the sofa, looking at me angrily. Clearly I've hinted so obviously. Why don't you understand? I looked again at the screen. Must be this damn game stealing you from me. Seeing Lily's cheeks puffed like a pufferfish, my eyes still reflecting screen light, I hesitantly asked, "Want to try playing around?" I immediately called my teammate asking for his account and password. My teammate's account was at gold rank, slightly better than my old account. I opened the game, simply introducing the gameplay to Lily. These little minions, as long as you deal the final blow, you'll receive gold. Gold can buy equipment. Finally destroying the enemy's crystal means victory. Since letting Lily play tonight, I chose the easier to control Annie. Starting to guide her, Lily watched my operations on screen, asking surprised, "Brother, didn't you say killing minions gives gold? Why aren't you taking the gold? Don't you like it?" My face flushed. This is called enemy baiting tactics. All tactics. The enemy seeing I can't even kill minions won't come catch me. While speaking I nodded, pretending it was true. But before reaching level 3, the enemy Yasuo, with an unstoppable combo, killed me on the spot. I glanced at Lily, originally planning to solo kill the opponent twice, to reduce difficulty for her learning. I said somewhat embarrassed, "Enemy's too strong. Give me another chance." Lily's eyes remained on me, only occasionally glancing at the screen. Seeing me about to cross the river, she pointed at the screen reminding me, "Brother, seems the jungler's coming." Not scared, I just respawned and enemy hasn't recalled. One comes I kill one, two come, before finishing. The screen immediately turned gray. I sighed. This round's a hell start. I said hesitantly, "Let's open a new match." Lily nodded, "Brother, let me get familiar with controls first." She wanted to see, what's so good about this that could steal her brother. After 5 minutes she solo killed the opponent. 7 minutes later the enemy jungler came but she killed both. 15 minutes Annie hid in bush. Flash ulti stunning 5 people, pentakill. I looked at the screen, mouth corner twitching constantly. Shocked, asking, "Really your first time playing?" Lily nodded, "Brother, am I playing too badly?" Seeing the screen display, "Victory," I avoided her eyes slightly, saying hesitantly, "You still need more practice. Open a new match. I'll teach you some quick win tricks." About 10 minutes later, seeing Annie already had 3 major items, I grabbed the mouse from Lily, clearing my throat, telling her in quick matches, must know how to support teammates. This is team play. Must coordinate. But just going to bottom lane, I was ambushed by the enemy jungler, gifting the enemy ADC 1000 gold bounty. The bottom lane duo with slight advantage immediately got crushed. The tide reversed in an instant. Over 10 minutes later, seeing the screen show, defeat, I felt like I'd aged 10 years. Seeing my miserable state, Lily said obediently, "Brother, I understand. The enemy team coordinated really well." Ethan clutched his chest, feeling like about to cough up old blood. Losing the game is fine, but getting mocked by Lily, trash game. Ruining my youth. Seems can't let her play anymore. Better uninstall. Seeing the uninstall interface on screen, Lily nodded as if pondering something. Then from now on, will you have more time to be with me? I thought silently. I flicked Lily's forehead. Look what time it is, still won't sleep. Not sleeping will make you dark and ugly tomorrow. Plus get pimples. Lily covered her forehead dissatisfied, leaving the game room. Seems tonight can't have him hold me to sleep. Lying on the large, cold yet soft bed, She turned her back toward the game room angrily, wanting to show him she was upset. In drowsy confusion, she felt like she'd returned to that classroom. She remembered being grabbed by Sandra, hit on the hand, then bag thrown away, even having the trash can dumped upside down on her desk. She'd told the teacher, but got scolded instead. The scene gradually changed. She was led by Sandra and others to have her clothes torn, finally climbing to the rooftop, jumping down with no one caring. Suddenly no one sad for her. On the other side, I saw the game reinstalling, standing up to use the bathroom. Clearly the teammate's fault. Tomorrow must definitely surprise that fat guy. Walking past my bed, I saw Lily curled up in a ball, her body still trembling constantly. An indescribable frustration rose in my heart, only then remembering Lily had hinted to me so many times. Can't let her say directly, "Brother, I want to sleep with you." I angrily slapped my head twice, considering whether to wake her, suddenly remembering Lily's earlier words. Just snuggling in your arms. Won't want to cry anymore. I gently lay down beside her, carefully embracing her. In sleep, Lily seemed to smell familiar scent. Her eyebrows relaxed slightly, snuggling closer into me. In the dream, scenes began rewinding rapidly. Right when Sandra was tearing her clothes, a light like a deity descended, leading her away from that filthy, dark world. Chapter 75. Good morning, my silly one, Day 4. Lily drowsily opened her eyes. Last night, except at first, having a small nightmare. Afterward slept very well. Seeing my face so close, she kept blinking, cheeks immediately flushing red. What's this? Why did you suddenly appear here? Didn't you say last night you'd sleep in the game room? Sensing movement beside me, I also yawned big. I gently patted Lily's head. Good morning, my silly one. Lily lowered her head seeming to emit smoke, whispering, Brother, good morning. She felt like 10,000 squirrels were screaming in her heart. Ha ha. If every morning could be like this, how wonderful. I sat up from bed, stretching, instructing. From now on, if you're scared sleeping alone, remember to tell me. Lily nodded repeatedly, obediently saying, I know. Brother, I'm getting up first. Finishing, she opened the blanket, hurriedly running from my room, running to her own room. She buried her head in the blanket, rolling around twice, throat making purring sounds like a kitten. Her long, slender legs still excitedly tapping the bed. She guessed. Perhaps last night I discovered her having nightmares, so secretly held her. Brother, hee. My brother is so good. After waking up, I washed my face in the bathroom while scrolling my phone. Opening Douyin. A series of comments flooded like an avalanche. Seeing sincere apologies. Above that, were all curses against me. I just found it funny. The video I filmed was staged. But in real life, quite a few people were cyberbullied by these people, and chose to end their lives. I thought a moment, then posting another new video on Douyin. The video contained only text. You don't need to apologize to me. You just want to make yourselves feel better. Why should others use their lives to exchange for fake apologies from you? I won't choose forgiveness. Carry the sin of driving others to death and repent. Though still quite early, but my follower count was truly massive. This incident's popularity also extremely high. Right when I posted that short text, millions had already seen it, including many who'd cyberbullied Lily and me, then pretended to apologize. Many keyboard warriors originally thought this was mutual understanding between me and them. They apologized to me. I'd forgive them. Then they'd help me criticize those blood bun eaters. But never expected I wouldn't save anyone's face. Want peace of mind from me? Dream on. At the same time, at the Riverside dorms, Riverside University. After a long beauty sleep, Jenny finally slowly woke, seeing the empty room. Everyone had gone to internships. Only she could sleep until naturally waking. A bit of smugness rose in her heart. She yawned, turning over and opening Douyin. Wonder how many followers I gained last night? Hope those famous bloggers Can make some small moves. Maybe this time can ride their views. Become a 1 million follower blogger in a month. These 2 days when free. She often opened her Douyin, checking if followers increased. Why won't it open? Domestic phone quality is so bad. Whatever. Earned over 100,000 last night. Might as well get a better phone. She thought while standing up. Going to wash and brush teeth. Just opening the shopping app. Browsing new purses and phone models. While heading to the cafeteria for breakfast. On the way to the cafeteria, Jenny noticed people around seeing her. All showed quite puzzled expressions. As if recognizing her, but not believing it was really her. Could last night's video have gone viral? Walking on campus. So many people recognizing me. Thinking this. Her mood couldn't help getting excited. She opened her phone again. Clicking the Douyin icon. The phone still had no response. Piece of trash. She cursed quietly. Straightening up. Adjusting her clothes. Face showing a fake gentle smile. Many bloggers. Like posting secretly filmed videos of famous bloggers. To gain followers, she wasn't a beauty blogger. But if photographed badly, later would be hard selling cosmetics. And cosmetics commissions were highest among all products. Reaching the food counter. Not peak hours yet. The cafeteria didn't have many people. She said, "Ma'am, 1 bun and bowl of soy milk." She told the server. The woman just finished scooping the bun and soy milk, placing them on the counter. But upon seeing Jenny, the smile on her face immediately vanished. She set things down hard. Soy milk splashing out considerably. "Swipe your card," she said coldly. Seeing the bowl half empty, Jenny glared at her, but thinking, she was now a famous blogger. Must watch her words. She softened her voice thanking her. Turning around, huffing coldly, muttering curses. What is this? Spending whole life doing such lowly service work. Sitting at a table, she ate breakfast alone. Again surprised to discover, surrounding tables had no one sitting. Are fans nowadays so aware? Knowing idols must keep distance from fans. Knowing she just wants their money, not their love, she placed her phone on the table. Again tapping the Douyin app several times. With all today's signs, last night's video definitely went viral. Now I just want to know how many followers I gained. Whether I can achieve financial freedom. When she lowered her head eating the bun, suddenly 3 girls approached. The 3 of them frowned, constantly comparing the person eating with the so-called #1 anti-bullying advocate on screen. Photo editing is really excessive. So at first they didn't recognize her. Just thought somewhat similar. Jenny felt somewhat annoyed, being scrutinized, but thinking they must be her fans. Fans meeting their idol for the first time. Probably too moved to believe it. She looked up, smiling at the 3. I am Jenny, the #1 anti-bullying advocate. Do you want to take photos with me? Want photos together? Chapter 76. I'm done pretending. I'm telling the truth. Just after she finished speaking, the somewhat noisy cafeteria immediately fell dead silent. Everyone around hearing her just spoken words also immediately gathered around. Jenny swept her eyes around. Fans nowadays are so enthusiastic. Already formed 3 layers inside and out, surrounding her without leaving a path. So I'm also a major internet celebrity? From now on going out must wear sunglasses and masks. Being famous is truly troublesome. She calmly pulled out a tissue, wiping the remaining traces from eating the bun. Face showing a confident smile. Already recognized by you all. Then I won't pretend anymore. I'll say it straight. I'm the leader of the anti-online bullying movement. If you want photos together, please line up in order. She took out her phone, glancing at the clock. Pretending to be busy. Soon I need to edit videos. Only taking photos with the first 30 fans. The gathered students looked at each other, everyone's face showing doubt. Who wants photos with someone constantly fabricating and slandering others? A blogger casually accusing others like that. Take photos together? For personal gain. Forcing that girl to prove her innocence by dying. Someone just told me. That blogger named Jenny studies at our university. I thought she was cursing me. How can she bully others like that? Yet still so confident. No wonder she can make a living from self-media. Thick-skinned beyond compare. Even dares ask fans to take photos together. Can we ask her to put her head on the ground, so I can place my foot on her head for a photo? Jenny heard the surrounding discussions. Couldn't help frowning, feeling something was off. Bullying, then taking photos with foot on my head. Could they be my haters? The famous attract gossip. Truly unlucky. When her video first posted, quite a few people supported her. But many also doubted. She was falsely accusing that blogger with alternate accounts. Just a bunch of students. The video I updated yesterday. The other party already brought out evidence of bullying me. Clearly I'm the victim. Yet only I am just a bad singer. Yet supported like blind crazy fans. A bunch with brain problems. She looked around again. People weren't competing for those 30 photo spots, but wanted to detain her right there. Her eyes changed color. Pulled out her phone, starting to film. The first person leading anti-bullying online. Because I exposed that alt account's bullying behavior. That blogger sent people to turn the tables. She straightened her chest, adjusting her posture, ready to fight. With appropriately confident attitude, to face these small-time haters. She could imagine, when today's video was edited and posted online, that blogger with the alt account would definitely be heavily affected. And she'd climb on that blogger's ruins. Becoming a major internet celebrity. You're the one the whole internet calls the #1 bully. The blogger who forced that person to jump to prove innocence. Is that Jenny, right? The three of them angrily asked. Jenny just prepared her moving speech. But the opponent's first sentence already stunned her. What? Forced someone to jump? Did that blogger with the alt account actually commit suicide? Just condemned her for malicious ordering. Only allowing her to do such things. Not allowing others to speak? Truly stupid. At this moment she suddenly understood. Why this morning so many people looked at her with such strange eyes. But now things were truly troublesome. After all, the opponent was a million-follower blogger. And extremely talented. She thought a moment. If that blogger committed suicide, how would they know? Someone must have filmed that blogger jumping, then uploaded using that blogger's account. Very likely this is just staged. She shook her head helplessly, looking at those students with innocent eyes. Being used by others as a gun, yet still maintaining such soft innocence. She snorted, refuting. I'm the leader of the anti-bullying movement online. As for the jumping incident you mentioned, anyone with a brain knows. It's definitely stage. You think being students means you can go out without brains? She spoke clearly. Evidence of bullying behavior against me is clear. Only allowing her to do those things. Not allowing me to expose her? About that suicide, I can only say I'm very sorry. But I absolutely cannot because of this. Yield to her. The psychological shadows she caused me won't disappear because of this. Even if today I'm insulted and cursed by you all, even beaten, I absolutely won't apologize to her. Her righteous-sounding words left everyone around confused. They'd never seen anyone with such twisted values. Even if someone lost a child, raised together wouldn't be like this. How could they force that young girl to jump? She still acts like a messenger of justice. Looking at the students before her, everyone was convinced by her rhetoric. No one could speak a word. She laughed coldly, then immediately began mocking. Wasn't it just a few words? How was I to know? Her psychology was so fragile? If that fragile, don't do those stupid things. Want to play fake, yet act noble. Truly disgusting. Moreover, who hasn't been scolded by parents at home? Blamed by teachers at school? Scolded by bosses at work? Why are others all fine? Only she thinks of jumping for you to save? Are bloggers so precious? She strode aggressively toward the cafeteria exit, seeing the dense crowd ahead. Students using phones to record her arrogant words just now. She snorted contemptuously. What are you gathering here for? Planning what? Bullying me? If I truly did wrong, let the law punish me. Don't pretend to be justice heroes. That self-righteous type is truly fake. I warn you all, right now you're violating my freedom rights. If you don't move aside, I'll call the police. Then let them record you all. Forget about civil service exams later. The gathered students glanced at each other, all reluctantly making way. After all, the shameless are invincible. Her values were twisted to this extent. Completely impossible to reason with. No need to ruin our futures. For someone with such warped character. The cafeteria floor had anti-slip red plastic tiles. Jenny stepped up, enjoying the following gazes of surrounding students. Feeling like attending some film awards ceremony. Taking arrogant steps looking down on everyone. She raised her head leaving the cafeteria with haughty bearing. Inwardly screaming with satisfaction. Chapter 77. Follower count skyrockets. On the way back to the dorm, Jenny could feel quite a few people secretly watching her. But she completely didn't care. Just 2 more months. After defending her thesis, she could graduate. If not for dorm fees included in tuition. And her roommate almost never returning to the dorm. She'd have moved out long ago. Anyway, the dorm was too cramped. So much equipment. And her product samples. Barely any space to place them. Especially these past 2 days. Many merchants successively sent samples. Queuing for collaboration. Later, if wanting to pursue full-time streaming, must definitely rent a more spacious place. To rebuild her own livestream area. Graduation season approaching. Looking at the dorm lived in 4 years. She couldn't help feeling somewhat emotional. This small room had witnessed her transformation from unknown streamer to someone famous everyone knew. When today's video, as edited and uploaded, she believed the engagement would sufficiently guarantee a prosperous remaining half-life. Only one thing ruined her mood. When reminiscing about her difficult past, the dorm door was knocked on endlessly, the sound echoing annoyingly. She snorted contemptuously, then pulled out her phone, transferring the just-filmed video to computer, preparing to record a direct statement video. To continue complaining. In the video, she pretended panic and fear, accusing that the blogger's corporate alt account sent bread truck drivers to surround her in the cafeteria, disguised as students to encircle her. Even now hiding in the dorm, still continuously harassed, but she'd grit her teeth and endure. Absolutely wouldn't submit to that bullying behavior. After filming and editing the video, she looked at her phone. The platform app finally opened. On the phone screen, continuously appeared a series of fan comments. Due to the massive quantity, only displaying each person's ID. Seeing so many comments, she eagerly wanted to know. Her follower count had increased to what extent? 80,000, a full 80,000. She couldn't help exclaiming in shock. Though this morning bothered by haters, now she felt completely light and comfortable. From the initial 20,000 fans, skyrocketed to 80,000. In less than a week, this achievement excited her tremendously. She immediately uploaded the just-edited video, estimating after this video posted, she'd leap to become a million-follower blogger. Seeing the video successfully updated, she thought a moment, deciding today to answer some fan comments. Playing a fan-loving blogger. She opened the first comment, "Killers must pay with their lives." She forced others to jump to prove innocence. Someone like her still has the face to live? I followed her just to watch her apologize. Don't misunderstand. I'm afraid of missing her apology video. Damn blood bun eater. From now on, whenever she posts new videos, I'll help new fans know her true face. I recall my glorious achievements. But Jenny frowned. Why opening all these videos cursing her from haters? She scrolled through several more videos, watching several consecutive clips. In the screen's reflection, bloggers were all posting apology clips to Ethan's alt account. She couldn't help raising her eyebrows. This situation really resembles the first time. She felt her opportunity had come again. She hurriedly opened Ethan's alt account homepage, cross-referencing with last night's posted video, preparing to meticulously study every detail. In the video, Lily seemed to have found liberation. She fell backward from the rooftop railing. The phone fell to the ground. The spinning shot made her eyes dizzy. Her head buzzed, like exploding. Must be staged. Definitely staged. How could she jump? She angrily knocked all cosmetics off the desk. She collapsed her head to the floor. Is she crazy? What did I say to her? Yet she went and jumped. How could she jump? Is she really crazy? Damn. 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 Jenny knew all her 4 years' efforts. The account she painstakingly built. All turned to smoke because of Lily's jump. Everything collapsed in an instant. Luxury cars, villas. Dreams of getting rich quick also burst like bubbles. Becoming nothing in one night. After one night earning over 10,000. She couldn't accept. Having to work hard daily just to earn 3,800 monthly. She's so stupid. Want to die. Don't know to die somewhere far away? Not jumping early or late. Had to wait until someone was there to jump. On the Douyin platform. The last video she posted. Still continued spreading. Comments all severely critical and abusive. Netizens couldn't find comfort from me. So could only vent anger by cursing. Those who'd previously instigated them. To reduce their own guilt. Outside the dorm occasionally rang violent door knocking. She felt a cold chill. Running from tailbone straight to her head. At the same time, the comment section of Riverside University's official Douyin account was also crazily attacked by netizens. The teacher managing the official account hurriedly closed the comment section. Then calling the principal, reporting the current situation. Right now college entrance exams approaching. If not handled carefully, this year's enrollment numbers would sharply decline. Though Riverside University's account was heavily attacked, other schools took the opportunity to mock. Many young female students in JK uniforms started posting videos walking with her around campus. Plus many male students competing to show off muscles, demonstrating determination to protect campus justice, and resolutely opposing school violence. Seeing other schools so blatantly, Riverside's principal turned red with anger. Just finished scolding, not knowing which school taught students to leech off others' pain like that. Truly immoral. Turning back to look, discovering the joke was himself. He hurriedly convened an emergency meeting. This student absolutely couldn't be kept, but must also quickly discuss methods to salvage the school's reputation. On the other side, I scrolled through more short videos. Many quick reacting bloggers had filmed apology videos overnight. Those apologizing earliest this time, however sincere. Comment sections still full of curses. While other bloggers hurriedly hid all videos that had previously smeared me. Though their comment sections were flooded by netizens. Everyone demanding immediate apologies. They remained silent as death. Like venomous snakes hiding in darkness. Waiting for the heat to pass before striking again. I felt somewhat annoyed. Clearly I did nothing wrong. Why does Douyin want to punish me? I scrolled another 7 or 8 minutes. Not seeing any videos of girls in black stockings dancing. Not a single one. Right then, Lily ran into the room. Today she wore a light pink top, paired with a pure white pleated skirt. Below were flesh-colored thin stockings. She tied her hair high, in a small bun at the back, then spinning quickly before me. The skirt hem slightly lifting. Looking extremely happy. Ethan, do I look pretty today? She smiled asking me. Chapter 78 inches. Even old uncles can't resist such attraction. Seeing Lily finally willing to wear skirts again. The youthful breath of a young girl. Like rushing straight at my face. I raised 2 thumbs. Praising endlessly. Beautiful, so beautiful. I love seeing it. Wear them more often. Since being bullied, Lily stopped wearing skirts. Now she's willing to wear them again. Perhaps that also means she's stepped out of darkness a bit. My straightforward praise made Lily's face slightly flush. She lowered her head, nervously grasping the skirt hem. The hem slightly lifting, revealing a bit of the shorts underneath. I stared wide-eyed. Between people, no basic trust remains. Fine. Don't want to see anymore. Lily glanced and immediately recognized my mood, seeming to deflate by half. She tilted her head, expression puzzled. Then following my gaze, looking down at her legs in flesh stockings. Thinking silently, doesn't he like these stockings? But last time, when I saw Rachel wearing flesh stockings, his eyes were glued to her. She squeezed her thigh gently. Thinking a moment, telling herself it's probably because she's too thin. From now on must eat properly. To become the appearance he likes. I covered my nose, coughing twice lightly. When she lowered her head, I felt something was off. Could my expression be that obvious? After eating breakfast casually, we two went to school together. Lily and I bought a breakfast wrap at the school gate, preparing to eat with Jasmine. Lily also bought one extra for her best friend, while I wasn't stingy, so decided to buy one for Mason. "Sir, one wrap. Roll another one inside." "Thank you," I said. Yesterday Mason dared say, Lily might not always be my sister. Hearing that made me furious. To prevent that from happening, I'd worked hard until now. Daytime running around for the Carters. Nights enduring exhaustion. Not even time for games. All just to keep this reputation and wealth. Truly not easy. The vendor with over 10 years experience. First time hearing someone ask to roll another wrap inside a wrap. He looked up at me shocked. "You're not filming short videos?" he asked tentatively. I shook my head. "No, sir. My family's really poor. Just craving food, wanting to eat more." The vendor nodded. "All right. Then I'll add a sausage for you. Study hard. Later pass college entrance exams, get a job, you'll be fine." I continuously refused. Didn't even want an egg added. But the uncle thought I was saving money. So not only cracked 2 eggs for me, but also added a sausage, sprinkled meat floss, and added lots of lettuce. Seeing the overflowing wrap in hand, I took a deep breath. Big profit, Mason. Then holding the wrapped wrap, stepping onto my McLaren. When my car slowly entered campus, the vendor stood mouth agape, then angrily cursing. "Whose immoral kid is this? Even cons people for a breakfast wrap." Arriving at class slightly late, Mason already sat at his seat. "Here you go." I tossed the wrap on his desk. In Mason's eyes, golden light gleamed. He tapped his left shoulder twice, then shouting, "Yuan Piao Ling. Half my life regretting not meeting a wise lord, if brother doesn't abandon me." Jasmine lost. "Brother Ethan, why does your wrap have another wrap inside?" I laughed. "See, yesterday you stirred trouble between me and Lily. Now karma hit. No meat in the wrap. This is just the beginning. Later when you buy instant noodles, won't have seasoning packets." Mason pouted, huffing, "Brother Ethan. Then I curse you. Later buying instant noodles only gets seasoning packets." I stared. Why would I buy instant noodles? He gaped, speechless, stuck, sighing. "Whatever, eating this. Beggars can't be choosers." Lily watched us bicker and smiled softly. Seeing the wrap nearly finished, she pulled her chair closer. "Brother, I can't eat anymore, help me finish." Right then, Violet also approached, placing 2 buns on my desk. I looked at the 2 white buns on the desk, confused. Thinking, what's this girl up to? "Violet, why are your 2 white buns on my desk?" Hearing me finish, the whole class burst out laughing, everyone looking over with meaningful smiles. Violet's face flushed red. She grabbed the 2 buns running back to her seat. I shook my head, taking the wrap Lily offered, eating it, watching me eat her remaining portion. She held her chair, whole body swaying nervously with excitement. I pulled out a tissue, giving it to her. "Here, wipe your mouth. Your mouth's covered in oil." I frowned. "How do you eat so messily? Sesame seeds even flew to your head." I casually helped her remove sesame stuck on her cheek. Lily lowered her head, obediently sitting back, face red as a beet. "Brother Ethan, Violet probably wants to get back with you. You must hold firm," Mason reminded. Hearing this, I suddenly remembered. Before, the original had begged Violet for so long, just hoping she'd bring him breakfast once. After the original bought her a $50,000 bag, Violet reluctantly agreed to bring it once. Next day she really brought him 2 buns, saying other items required queuing. Before, the original was typical love brain, blindly stupid. What he liked most eating was white buns. I shook my head slightly. Just bringing 2 buns trying to bribe me? Truly no old cadre can resist such temptation. I paused, muttering quietly, but if someone really brought 2 white buns to bribe me, this old cadre might not resist either. Mason rolled his eyes. Whether someone brings 2 buns to bribe others, or brings 2 buns to bribe you, don't go back being her simp. He glanced at Lily, reminding, you better watch brother Ethan carefully, or he'll be ruined. Lily heard us talking, face blank, understanding nothing, but still seriously nodding. She glanced around, then leaning close to Jasmine, seeing his cheeks flush red, asking quietly, do you know what the 2 white buns my brother and his friend are talking about? Jasmine immediately waved hands. Don't know, I know nothing. But unable to resist Lily's curious pleading look, he leaned near her ear, quietly explaining a few sentences. White smoke seemed to rise from Lily's head. She lowered her head, face flushing so red it could drip water, her hands lightly patting her chest. Not small, but not to that extent either. Then sighing softly, in my head suddenly appeared Rachel's image, eyes flashing with slight joy. Tonight at tutoring, ask Rachel. Chapter 79. Impossible. You even know about such things? The class bell rang. I collapsed on my desk as usual. Must admit, last night holding Lily sleeping soundly felt truly very comfortable. Today didn't feel sleepy at all. The teacher on the podium saw me, rarely not dozing off, his eyes full of excited recognition. So he lectured more enthusiastically. I originally planned to doze a bit. Now forget about napping. I propped my chin looking at the board, in my head thinking about the original novel's plot. In the story, Drake grew up on a mountain since childhood, learning martial arts from a master, cultivating extraordinary abilities. When the master felt he'd learned enough, let him descend the mountain, told him to experience ordinary life. After descending, Drake had no money, so went around hospitals, finding destined people to heal. While treating a critical patient, he won Grace's affection, and through the Carter's connections entered Riverside High School. At that time, Lily had been expelled by the Carters, suffered much harm. However, she didn't give up studying. She understood clearly only studying was the only path for revenge. Drake met Lily, seeing her weak, pitiful appearance, devoted himself to caring for her. While Lily had never been loved, so from initial wariness, gradually, fell into his gentle trap, called a gentle trap, because while caring for her, he simultaneously cared for Grace, helping her overcome psychological trauma that nearly killed her, then also fighting intensely with Song. Thinking this, I could only sigh, worthy of the protagonist. Truly a time management master. But now General Shaw's illness I cured. Grace's feelings also redirected to me. Lily avoided the script of being hurt, every day sweetly calling, brother, brother. Thinking of her appearance then, exactly like a version of Li Gui forcing up Liang Mountain. Just regret I didn't film that scene. If showing her now, would be hilarious. I tilted my head, glancing at Lily. She sat with legs crossed in flesh stockings, knee pressed against the desk leg, toes gently exerting force, moving the desk bit by bit, then scooting her chair following the desk's movement, absorbed in this like her own little game. Tirelessly, I looked forward and back. Her desk had shifted out a large section, yet she thought she was hiding well. Ancient times had foolish old man moves mountains. Now there's Lily moves desk. Watching her slender legs continuously moving the desk underneath, on her face, acting calm as if nothing happened. I just found this sister adorably irresistible. Couldn't help reaching out, pulling her desk hard. Right beside me, the two desks immediately stuck together. In Foolish Old Man Moves Mountains, finally heaven sent 2 gods to move the mountain for him. While in the Lily Moves Desk version, I took action, directly pulling her desk close. The desk moving sound wasn't very loud, but since the whole class was silently working, the sound still rang out clearly. All eyes immediately focused on me. Lily froze a moment, expression blank, not understanding what happened. Clearly she was so discreet. Still discovered by me, she noticed the whole class's eyes focused on her, both cheeks immediately flushing red, but she quickly pulled her chair close, sitting right beside me. I obediently sat still. The teacher on the podium glanced over. discovering I did it, then sighing in relief, saying nothing more. He coughed twice lightly, keeping the class quiet again, telling everyone to continue thinking about the board problem. That problem. The teacher just explained one solution. But too complicated. Almost no one could understand. Lily looked at the distance between us. Now just slightly leaning. Could rest her head on me. Just regret still in class now. Otherwise she'd have rushed to hug me. That thought flashed through her mind. She took a scratch paper, looking at the diagram on the board, then bowing her head, sketching a few strokes, trying to find a more concise solution. I yawned, looking at the solution on the board. The teacher filled half the blackboard, just getting the correct answer. Still hadn't thought of a more simplified method. The teacher was still thinking how to explain so students could understand best. I glanced at Lily's scratch work. Clearly she was influenced by the teacher's complex method. Thinking constrained in that direction just wasted the whole class's time. I stood up, slowly walking to the podium. The teacher thought I was going to the bathroom, even quietly stepping aside, letting me pass. I took the chalk and eraser, then starting to explain my own solution. I erased the auxiliary lines the teacher drew. Then elsewhere, I drew a new auxiliary line. This way, the initial verification would be slightly harder, but the subsequent calculation was extremely simple. The whole class of students all stared wide-eyed at the scene before them. Isn't this guy supposed to go to the bathroom? Why's he still standing there? Probably brain lagged, or been away from school so long. Forgot where the bathroom is. Need the teacher to draw a map. Look at him, doesn't he look like he's discussing the solution with the teacher? Impossible, absolutely impossible. Who's ever seen him study? If he solves this problem, I'll eat 10 kilos of shit on the spot. Write a pledge. Say it, do it. You serious, brothers? Trying to con food and drink again? Even the math teacher stared at me stunned. Though teaching many years, he understood clearly with my family background. However rebellious I was, no one dared do anything. As long as I didn't cause chaos in class, he'd just turn a blind eye. Never expected today. This guy who sleeps during class, skips after waking, was now lecturing to the teacher himself. The situation was truly bizarre. I on the board briefly explained the solution once, then turning to look at the teacher, discovering he wasn't listening at all. I coughed twice lightly, sternly teaching, not paying attention in class? What are you daydreaming about? Did I teach you this way? You wasted 1 minute. The whole class of 30+ people will lose 30+ minutes. Why are you looking at me? Does the problem grow on my face? Look at the board. The entire class held their breath, stunned at the scene. The math teacher's eyes full of pressure. He looked like a student caught chatting, face flushing red, hurriedly looking up at the board. I drew 2 simple auxiliary lines. Then seeing the teacher still staring blankly at the board, I burst out laughing. Why look at the board? Can the board lecture to you itself? Listen to me here. I tossed the chalk on the desk, wiping my hands on a wet cloth. Then sighing deeply. Teacher, you're truly among all the teachers I've met, the most incompetent one. Chapter 80. I'm studying. Hearing me say this, the teacher's face showed clear embarrassment. He kept feeling my words sounded so familiar, coughing lightly, then turning to continue explaining to the class the solution I just showed. I believe everyone will be as surprised as I am. Ethan isn't lazy as you all think. Through this problem, I can see he's been working hard silently. Violet turned to look at me, expression surprised. Initially she looked down on me, thinking I only relied on wealthy family status, not studying at all. But now it seemed, at least regarding mathematics, if I seriously did problems, my scores definitely wouldn't be low. Academic ability can't improve in one day. Perhaps I'd truly only recently gotten involved with Lily. Probably before because of myself. Quietly working hard all this time. Violet looked at the 2 buns on her desk, sighing softly. If she'd known earlier, she should have accepted the bag I gave, then gone to eat a meal with me. The dismissal bell rang. Tyler ran to Violet's side, taking her water bottle to refill it. Before, Things like this were always done by me. Violet looked at Tyler before her. He wasn't as handsome as me. His studies were just average, mid-level. Especially these past 2 days. She'd clearly hinted that her bag was taken by me. Yet he had no reaction. Violet shook her head slightly. Tyler. From now on, I'll get my own water. Finishing, she stood up, snatching back her bottle. Before getting water, she deliberately walked around to my spot, wanting to conveniently get my water bottle too, to ease the atmosphere between them. However, I came to school without even bringing water, let alone books. Lily acted exactly like a cat smelling catnip. Right after class dismissed, she rushed over, hugging my waist, rubbing a few times. Ethan, never expected. I thought you went to the bathroom. When did you study secretly from me? Mason's eyes widened in admiration. My bro is super amazing. Lily chimed in. Right, my brother's the best. I patted Lily's small bun, guessing this little one feared being stolen away by Violet, so held on tight, refusing to let go. Yesterday the two of us even hugged each other, sleeping all night. Now sitting this close, hugging a moment didn't feel awkward. I was originally a top student before transmigrating here. In college, once worked as a tutor at a test prep center. Initially even planned after graduating to stay there working. Never expected before graduating that entire industry collapsed. No development path left. I patted Lily's head lightly. See? Near ink, you get black. Near light, you get bright. What do you think you and I are doing? Knowledge. It flows from concentrated places to more diluted places. This is called learning. Mason shook his head, laughing helplessly. I won't even bother exposing your sister complex nature. Lily was the top student in the grade. Mason guessed it was because she had been privately tutoring me. With such a cute sister teaching like this. If I were you, I'd also study well. Lily hugged me a bit longer, then letting go, starting to work diligently on the newly distributed math problems. Tonight there was something very important. Must carefully ask Rachel. Can't let homework obstruct studying. This morning, I was half asleep, rarely reliving the feeling of being a high school student. Lily saw I brought no books, so pushed 2 chairs together. The two of us sitting closely side by side studying. The teacher lectured very well, but my mind wandered elsewhere, thinking about other things. Yesterday, Lily showered in my bathroom. We even used the same body wash and shampoo, yet her lingering scent remained. Truly couldn't understand. The more I thought, the more mysterious. Until the dismissal bell rang. I stretched my back, yawning long, preparing to eat. Just stepping out of the teaching building, saw Chef Lou from the cafeteria, standing in the hallway with a little girl. The girl had pigtails on both sides, big round eyes, chubby face, looking exactly like a cute little porcelain doll. All passing students couldn't help glancing at the girl. I approached closer, bending down, gently pinching her cheek, soft as pudding, making me not want to let go. Za, long time no see. I smiled, saying, Big brother's back. Thank you, brother. Za stretched her arms, hugging my neck, then kissing my cheek. Lily's expression immediately changed, both cheeks puffing out, clearly upset. But thinking again, this girl was only 6 or 7. Couldn't possibly steal her brother. So she sighed, deflating. I lifted Za up, looking at Chef Lou, then smiling to everyone around. Today we're in for a treat. Uncle Lou definitely prepared ahead. Chef Lou smiled awkwardly. He was still thinking how to invite me down to the cafeteria for a meal. Yesterday afternoon, he'd taken my words to Riverside Elementary School number 2. The teacher in charge of admissions, after reporting to the principal, agreed to let Za come this afternoon for entrance testing, just to get this test opportunity. He'd been running around for months without success. Finally, with just one word from me, it was resolved. He had no other abilities, only some cooking skills, so wanted to invite me for a meal to thank me. Jasmine couldn't resist Gia's cuteness, edging closer to me, pleading, let me hold her. Please let me hold her. Za was slightly shy, hugging my neck tight, turning away, not letting him touch her. Jasmine got rejected, but still didn't give up. Pulling out some snacks, trying to coax Zaza. Lily saw both my hands were occupied, starting to feel annoyed inside. I held Zaza a bit longer, then setting the girl down. Holding her small hand, Lily reacted extremely fast, immediately hooking my other arm tightly. Jasmine beside us saw this and stared jealously. I also successfully held Gia's other hand. Mason standing nearby watched the scene before him. A harmonious picture no different from a family of 4. He sighed, "Don't envy immortals, don't envy couples. Only jealous of brother Ethan's daily life." Lily hugged my arm tight, then turning to look at Zaza. Feeling the girl was truly adorable, she curiously looked up at me. "Brother, how many children do you want later?" Finishing, she even placed her hand on her stomach. I glanced at Zaza, frowning. What good does wanting children do? She wouldn't give them to me. Lily stared, feeling I was truly a bit stupid. "I mean, how many children do you and your future wife want to have?" Hearing this, I jumped, quickly shaking my head. "I'm still a kid. Why think about having children?" Mentioning wife, Zaza suddenly looked up smiling brightly. "Brother Ethan, when I grow up, I'll be your bride." Chapter 81. Indeed, Ethan understands me best. Hearing Gia's tender voice, I laughed, patting the girl's head. "Good girl. Don't grow up. The adult world isn't as fun as you think." Zaza understood nothing, big round eyes staring at me blankly. I glanced around, just happened to see Mason wearing a backpack. I told him to take out this morning's homework. Seeing the thick stack of tests, Gia's expression immediately changed, though the girl didn't understand what I said. Just seeing that pile, knew it wasn't anything good. Seeing my teasing, Lily giggled softly. "Brother, don't scare the girl." She bent down telling Zaza, "That's just half a morning's homework. This afternoon there's even more." Thought that was it. Never expected, even more. Gia's lips trembled, face drooping. The joy of staying in Riverside vanished completely. I raised my eyebrows slightly, really unclear whether Lily was innocently telling the truth or deliberately scaring Zaza. Arriving at the private dining room, Chef Lu had prepared all the food since morning. In less than 20 minutes, 8 dishes were served. This much, we definitely couldn't finish. I invited Chef Lu to sit and eat together, then also calling Principal Anderson. This matter was also for face and connections. Principal Anderson just entered the room, immediately smiling and asking, "Young Carter, heard from teachers you solved the final college math problem?" I said seriously, all thanks to the principal's wise leadership and the teacher's dedicated instruction. I could only achieve this small accomplishment. Really not worth mentioning. Finishing, I even acted modest, though knowing I was joking. Principal Anderson was still extremely pleased. He immediately smiled brightly, replying, "That's also because young Carter is diligent and hardworking." The entire lunch, I was the one livening the atmosphere. Though the principal sat there, the atmosphere remained very pleasant. Except Zaza still worried about the mountain-high pile of homework. Everyone ate comfortably, happily. Poor Zaza picked up a tomato-sauced shrimp, watching everyone laugh and chat around the table. Her heart felt only noise. Tiny hands touching her forehead. She sighed softly. "Highs. Is this the trouble of growing up?" After lunch, I drove the McLaren leaving school. By habit, I stopped by Rachel's house first, to give acupuncture to her mother, Mrs. Carter. Then I drove to the nearby shopping center. Today was General Shaw's discharge day. At least must prepare some gifts to celebrate. Before, I said I'd give the old man a small leather whip, but until now still hadn't found one satisfactory. Leather whips. I had been searching these past days. Just the online samples didn't look quite right. The old man had been a soldier all his life. Feared that gift would make him uncomfortable. So I switched to buying several small cowhide belts. That was much better. I bought 3. One to wear, one for backup. The remaining one to keep beside, for encouragement. I felt probably no grandson was as thoughtful as me. Since it was still early, I strolled another round through the streetside shops. On a weekday, wandering outside like this, though doing nothing, felt strangely relaxed. Walking along, I discovered a cane shop. About 15 square meters. Inside neatly arranged with all types of canes. Estimated about 1,000. The shop owner was an old man wearing old workers' clothes. Wearing old copper-rimmed glasses. Seeing me enter, he only slightly raised his head. Then bowing down again, continuing. Meticulously polishing the wooden cane in hand. General Shaw was quite old. If normally walking unsteadily, easily falling. A suitable cane, prevention better than cure. Using it as a discharge gift was most appropriate. I estimated General Shaw's height. Then seriously selecting the most suitable cane for him. This one won't do. Hitting with it wouldn't hurt enough. That one also not good. Breaking would be heartbreaking. This one's just right. I picked up a moderately long cane. Comfortable grip, very solid. Swinging it once, even heard wind whistling. I chose immediately. 3 identical ones. In case the old man broke one, still had replacements. No need to search urgently. Carrying gifts, I arrived at Riverside Central Hospital. Pushing the ward door open, I cheerfully called, "General Shaw, see what your precious grandson brought." Today was General Shaw's discharge day. Patricia and Marcus Shaw were both present. Grace sat by the bed, reading traditional medicine books while chatting with the old man. Hearing my voice, General Shaw's originally stern face immediately softened. My right hand held 1 cane. Left hand tucked 2 more. Hopping on 1 leg while entering the room. Don't know why. Just holding the cane. I felt like I couldn't walk anymore. So had to use the cane for support. "Ethan, you're not injured, are you?" Grace stood up greeting me. "I'm fine, third sister. This is the discharge gift I prepared for Grandpa." I smiled answering. Grace nodded, taking out a warm towel and chilled plum water prepared earlier. Giving them to me. I wiped sweat, drinking a sip of plum water. The stuffy feeling immediately vanished. Turning back, saw Grace pulling a chair beside me. She handed me the towel and empty cup, asking softly, "Ethan, want another cup?" I shook my head, taking the chair, sitting before General Shaw, checking his pulse. His physical condition had recovered almost completely. Just needed to rest at home. No need to stay hospitalized. All good, now just need proper rest, I said. Hearing this, Patricia and Grace stood up. To handle discharge procedures for the old man, I took the 3 small cowhide belts, plus 1 cane, giving them to General Shaw. "Congratulations on your recovery. This is my discharge gift for you." Though General Shaw's body was still strong, not yet needing a cane. But since it was my sincere gesture, he silently accepted. Seeing my expectant eyes, though he didn't need a cane, still pretended to tremble, using the cane to stand up. Just standing, he discovered Marcus Shaw, holding the other 2 canes, 1 on each side tucked under his arms. Trying to stand using both hands, but fumbling around, couldn't do it. The room echoed with quite loud noises. General Shaw's blood boiled with anger. Swinging the cane, striking Marcus Shaw's back hard. A crisp, crack, sound. He looked at the cane in hand, then at me, nodding. Really fits perfectly. Indeed, Ethan understands me best. Chapter 82. What's wrong with you all? Being hit unexpectedly. Marcus Shaw froze. "Dad, why hit me?" He thought hard but couldn't understand what he did wrong. Could standing in the hospital room also be a crime? Probably uncle still has childish tendencies. "General Shaw, don't be angry," I quickly said. "Like when kids misbehave, dads also give loving slaps. Look now, how mature he's become." General Shaw glanced at me, then looking at Marcus Shaw, feeling, maybe when young, hit too lightly. So angrily raising the cane, striking Marcus Shaw again. Marcus Shaw gritted his teeth, glaring at me. This brat. Revenge once or twice is enough. How many times now? How many times now? He glanced at the gifts I brought. 3 cowhide belts. 3 canes. These weren't gifts for the old man. Clearly prepared to hit him. Just now thought I was thoughtful and considerate. I also never expected. This discharge gift was actually my idea. Seeing Marcus Shaw's fierce eyes, I quickly tattled to Grandpa. Grandpa, look, Uncle's even glaring at you. Truly a grave sin. Hearing me say this, Marcus Shaw's eyes immediately became clear. Dad, I just want to be closer to Ethan. His emotions were somewhat agitated, voice trembling while speaking. Those words made me suddenly remember. Helping comrade Mr. Carter find lost father-son affection was today's most important matter. Grandpa, my third sister and Patricia already handled discharge procedures for you. Grandpa, see tomorrow morning. Or tomorrow afternoon, come visit my house. General Shaw pursed his lips slightly, looking at me, expression like thinking, this kid's quite clever. Only giving 2 choices, tomorrow afternoon, all right? Then I'll be bothering you. I'll see how it goes. If you want me to adopt a son, must see what he's like first. He glanced at Marcus Shaw, but if he turns out useless like this one, then forget adoption. I'll just accept a godson like Ethan. I thought a moment. If letting my dad, Mr. Carter, become General Shaw's adopted son, then Dad could rely on connections with him, expanding cooperation for the Carter Corporation. But if making me a godson, I was just a young master enjoying life. Didn't need to suddenly grow an extra grandfather. Moreover, connections with General Shaw, only when I took over Carter Corporation, or when the company faced major crisis, should be used. I glanced at Marcus Shaw again. Though just hit twice with the cane, he still clutched both canes under his arms, trying hard to lift both feet off the ground. Just this time with smaller movements, not causing loud noises like before. Seeing Marcus Shaw's foolish appearance, I thought of my own dad. After all, he built an entire massive business empire. Couldn't possibly look that stupid. I nodded slightly, confidently saying, anyway, Grandpa, the most important person remains. This story's main actor, my dad. Seeing me trust my dad so much, General Shaw also grew curious, wondering what my dad was really like. These past days, being idle, he often chatted with Dr. Carter, learning quite a bit about our family. The maternal family had 6 daughters, except the 4th, Summer, with ordinary personality. The remaining 5 were all excellent in their fields. Even the just-returned youngest, Lily, reportedly had extremely good academic performance. While I wasn't the Carter's biological child, my personality was somewhat unusual. But General Shaw still remembered clearly. When I photographed him and Daniel, I'd said, without your generation's sacrifice, how could there be today's prosperity? Not mentioning my superior medical skills. Just having such upright thinking already impressed General Shaw deeply. Seeing all the Carter children so talented must be thanks to their parents' education. Except Summer, truly an exception to that education. Shortly after, Grace and Patricia returned to the ward. Dad, you can discharge now. Remember to rest more these coming days. Take good care of yourself and you'll fully recover, Patricia said, then turning to look at me, eyes full of gratitude. Ethan, Auntie truly doesn't know what to say. Besides thanking you. In a few days, Sophia also arrives in Riverside. You kids should get along better. But Ethan's still young. Now's an important time for studying, Grace interjected. General Shaw also nodded in agreement. The kid's matters, don't rush. Wait until he passes college entrance exams. Then let them get engaged, not too late. Grace looked at me, seemingly not knowing what to say. I quickly nodded repeatedly. Grandpa, rest assured, I got through high school all thanks to my parents paying for everything. College entrance exams, definitely failing. General Shaw's mouth twitched. Initially thought I'd yield a bit. Never expected this brat, just to avoid engagement with Sophia, resolutely declared abandoning college entrance exams. This kid. Patricia shook her head helplessly. She opened her phone, finding Sophia's photo. In the photo, Sophia wore a sports tank top and shorts, hands wearing boxing gloves. The pose when photographed was beautiful. Exactly the moment she threw a punch hitting the punching bag. The bag dented significantly. Sophia's face showed clearly, extremely beautiful, but carried cold, strong features. Just, those long legs made others unable to look away. Just regret the photo didn't capture that part fully. I looked at the punching bag. Then at my own small frame. If meeting her in person, she'd probably see me as a real punching bag. Thinking this, I stared intently at Sophia's face in the photo, wanting to memorize it well. So next time meeting, I'd know which way to fall down begging for mercy. Patricia, seeing my reaction, smiled with satisfaction. She'd always been confident in her daughter's beauty. General Shaw saw my mesmerized expression, also chuckling inwardly. Just now stubbornly refusing engagement. Now just seeing a photo. Eyes lighting up. Indeed, my granddaughter has charm. This marriage matter must be carefully prepared. Grace saw me, staring at the photo, sighing helplessly, then turning to General Shaw, taking from her blouse pocket several small sachet pouches. General Shaw, these are sachets I made for you. Help reduce fatigue, calm the mind, sleep easier. She also gave Marcus Shaw and Patricia one each, then holding the last one, standing beside me. I looked away from the phone, staring at her blankly. What about me? None for me. Grace handed the last item to me. I received the suitcase from her. Patricia seemed to remember something. She took from her shopping bag a dark blue Tang-style outfit. Change into new clothes, Dad. We should leave the hospital. General Shaw nodded lightly. Since dischargeable, no need to wear patient clothes anymore. He changed into the new clothes his daughter brought. On his belt still hung the sachet Dr. Carter made, in hand holding the notebook I gave. He looked at me, holding the sachet, sniffing the fragrance, face full of intoxication. Then sighing deeply. A boy grown from running around naked at home. Seeing General Shaw's appearance, his face showing disappointment that iron wouldn't become steel. I pulled Grace's hand, together leaving the ward. Before going, I even thoughtfully closed the ward door. When the door shut, sunlight couldn't shine in anymore. The room became somewhat dark. Like General Shaw's current expression, pale, heavy. Initially he still thought his son was a man, not good at expressing emotions. So his personality was somewhat rough, not caring about details. But since meeting me, he realized his son truly lacked brains. I leaned against the hallway wall outside, holding the sachet Grace made, bringing it to my nose. A light jasmine fragrance mixed with lemon and mint, spreading a fresh, cool scent, making my mood much lighter. Third sister, any more sachets? I've been stressed lately. Smelling this, feel more relaxed, I said half jokingly. Grace glanced at me, eyes slightly reproachful. Then taking from her bag a backup sachet. Thanks, third sister. I accepted the sachet. Then asking her, tomorrow afternoon Grandpa's visiting our house. Will you come back? The traditional medicine clinic isn't busy lately. I'm thinking of returning home once. Just about little sister. When did you two become so close? Grace asked curiously. Back then she'd even suspected me. Having Marcus Shaw attack me. Only Lily dared stand before me. That moment had deeply imprinted in her memory. So my favoritism toward Lily, though she felt unwilling, also felt it was reasonable. I laughed jokingly. We're all blood siblings. Growing up together from running around naked. Being good to family. Need a reason? I sighed. Just regret now all the sisters have grown up. Can't return to those days. Grace giggled softly. You didn't grow up naked with me. Her face immediately flushed red. Lightly scolding. Improper. I froze momentarily. Then also feeling my face heat up. I was just reminiscing about the past. Those days when the whole family was happy and noisy together. How did it become suggestive words? In her mouth? I sneakily glanced at her. Afternoon sunlight shining on her flushed cheeks. A few stray hairs swaying in the wind. Glowing with gentle pale gold. Looking truly beautiful. I smiled inwardly. Actually, reminiscing a bit about old times wasn't wrong. Just regret having grown up. Can't return anymore. Isn't this precisely the vague sadness that growing up brings? I rubbed my forehead, sighing softly. Not long after, the ward door opened. Grandpa wearing the dark blue outfit. Spirit refreshed, stepping out. Marcus Shaw lowered his head, leaning on a cane, following behind. He looked very dejected. Just now, he experienced again the childhood shadow from years ago, compensating for the gap afterward. No longer getting to eat bamboo fried pork. Patricia originally intended to support Grandpa, but he held canes in both hands, clearly looking full of vigor. I looked at his appearance, thinking no man could refuse a straight cane that's also somewhat stubborn. I glanced at Marcus Shaw. After all, he'd be my son-in-law later, so I intended to say some good words for him before Grandpa. Grandpa, see how sad Uncle looks now. I'm not sad at all. I'm very happy. Marcus Shaw immediately refuted. Now he feared my mouth most. I rolled my eyes, then continuing. Probably Uncle feels he's old. Hitting people isn't as strong as when young. Marcus Shaw stared at me blankly. Last time didn't he argue he wasn't convinced? Now changing his words. General Shaw glanced at Marcus Shaw. What are you happy about? Because I'm old. Can't control you anymore? He sighed lightly, then turning to look at me. Well, Ethan, I'll head back first to handle some matters, visit tomorrow afternoon. Grace and I saw everyone to the car, until the vehicle turned at the next corner. We finally left. Ethan, will you still come to the traditional medicine hospital? Grace asked me. After General Shaw left, I thought I probably had no reason to continue visiting the traditional medicine hospital. My heart felt somewhat restless. If I kept coming, perhaps because I wanted to see her. But if not coming, then what should I do? I pondered silently a moment. Mrs. Carter's condition later still needed medicine for recuperation, so definitely I'd come again. Anyway, Third Sister's plum water was truly delicious. The sachets also needed ingredient replacements. Later I'd probably visit her often. Looking up at the sky. Still quite early. I planned to go to the company finding Mom and Dad. The person I found to adopt as father was visiting tomorrow. If Mom and Dad weren't present, this adoption matter would definitely fail. These 2 days returning home evenings, I haven't seen Mom and Dad. Perhaps they were delayed by resort matters. Just phase 1 of the resort tourism area. Carter Corporation already invested $3 billion. Yet at the construction site, a group of local villagers came causing disturbances, making project progress severely delayed. Moreover, those villagers were all elderly. Local bureau chief Daniel also had no action at that resort construction site. Daily about 2,000 workers worked. Average wage per person $300. Each day delayed meant losing 600,000 more. Third Sister, any more sachets? I want to get more for Mom and Dad, one each. Plus Big Sister should also have one, I said. Grace feared I didn't like the sachet style. When making, she'd prepared many different types ahead, immediately giving me 3 more. I received the sachets from her hand, saying a simple goodbye, then driving to Carter Corporation headquarters. Carter Corporation headquarters, located in a 32-story office tower in the city center. I parked the car, then stepping into that 100-meter-tall building. The building entrance had 16 card scanning gates, requiring facial recognition to pass through. To enter inside, just entering, I glanced around. The work area here was very spacious. Each floor about 2,000 square meters. I suddenly remembered my previous life's startup company work experience. An office barely 30 square meters. 6 guys cramped in a room without air conditioning. Every summer. The stench in that room was truly unbelievable. The first floor elevator continuously opening and closing. Many office ladies in short skirts, vests bustling back and forth. The scene extremely busy. I even saw many new intern employees wearing ID badges around their necks, in their eyes filled with clarity and hope for the future. I entered the executive elevator, going straight to the building's top floor. Just stepping out of the elevator, approaching Mr. Carter's office, I heard his angry shouting. Chapter 84. So young yet already carrying so many troubles on your shoulders. I gave you all so much time. What exactly have you accomplished? Just handed me an analysis report. Saying we must pay more money to those villager thugs? The contracts are already signed. They're demanding unreasonable price increases. And you actually agree? So why did I hire you all? For spending money. Doesn't my son know how? Mr. Carter shouted angrily. I listened, face darkening. Clearly nothing to do with me. But why feel like getting cursed along? The team leader was a cold-faced girl who spoke up, Director Carter. At the resort area, over 800 villagers are collectively protesting. Not only severely affecting construction progress, even workers' safety is threatened. Many workers reported windows being stoned at midnight. We've negotiated with each household. On average, just 30,000 more per household. Only costing $25 million to settle everything. Construction progress is slowing. Higher-ups have already started complaining and pressuring us. That girl was Natalie, my eldest sister, currently holding the CEO position in the corporation. I suddenly recalled from the previous story. Natalie had both strong career and family responsibility. Very strong. When facing Lily splitting up Carter Corporation, she fought back, but at critical moments couldn't bear to strike. Ultimately, Carter Corporation fell into ruins. All the younger sisters rushed into Drake's arms, together attacking Carter Corporation. In despair, she was forced to declare bankruptcy, fulfilling the sisters' wishes. After the corporation's bankruptcy, she led the original owner leaving Riverside, doing the hardest labor to maintain their impoverished lives. Hearing Natalie finish, Mr. Carter slammed his fist on the desk. Back then, they begged our corporation to invest. Now something happens, they take no responsibility. With this business environment, no wonder the economy can't develop. Even if all $3 billion I invested there is lost, consider it thrown into the river by my son. I absolutely won't let those people take another cent. I blinked several times. Why am I involved again? No wonder my neck always aches. So young yet already carrying so much. Initially I planned to wait until they finished meeting, then enter the conference room. But hearing inside, all circular talk with nothing new. The senior executives all knew. Mr. Carter absolutely wouldn't abandon that $3 billion investment. Also knew he worried those villagers, after benefiting once, would gather causing trouble again. But they had no better solution. After all, those old folks couldn't even earn $10,000 yearly. Now just causing trouble a few months might earn several years' worth. Those old folks also knew their advanced age. Bureau Chief Daniel couldn't control them. A large corporation like Carter's couldn't prolong the standoff with them. Finally would have to compromise. I darkened my face, pushing open the meeting room door, looking at Mr. Carter, asking, Dad, heard I spent tens of billions? Mr. Carter was furious. Hearing that froze, looking somewhat guilty. Eyes looking at Natalie seeking help. Natalie glanced at the others. Today's meeting ends here. Everyone returned to work. When everyone left the room, Natalie stepped before me, frowning unhappily. Doesn't school have class today? Why come to the company? Moreover, we're in a meeting. You barging in interrupting. Is that appropriate? I smiled, scratching my head. Haven't seen eldest sister in a while. Mom and Dad come home late lately. So I wanted to see if something happened at the company. Natalie looked at me helplessly. She rubbed her forehead lightly. Fine. Go make me coffee. I obediently nodded. Before leaving the meeting room, I glanced at Dad. Dad, no worries. Just calmly reorganize your words. After making coffee, I gave Natalie the sachet Grace made for her. She placed the sachet under her nose. The light flower fragrance calmed her mood. Later you'll probably visit Mom? She took from the desk 2 document folders. When you get there, have Mom sign and stamp these for me. She glanced at Dad, then at me. Today's matter, let it go. Go home and study properly. Mom and Dad are getting old. Can't let you keep misbehaving. I nodded repeatedly. I always had a very good impression of this eldest sister. The one who shouldered the entire corporation during bankruptcy. Still raised the original owner through hardship. Though her voice was somewhat cold, her words still showed concern. Natalie, seeing my expression, found it increasingly strange. Before, I always showed her annoyed, uncomfortable attitudes. But today, truly as Mom and Dad said, I'd matured considerably. Well, you two keep talking. Finishing the coffee, she hugged the documents, leaving the meeting room. I pulled a chair, sitting beside Dad, lightly patting his shoulder. Dad, no worries. Anyway, I'm your biological son. Shouldering a few things for you. What's the problem? Mr. Carter glanced at me, wanting to see if I truly thought that. After all, last time I massaged him, nearly made him become his son's father. So now he still felt somewhat afraid. I continued, Dad, about today's matter. Anyway, you wronged me. Tomorrow I'm inviting someone home. The person I found for Dad to adopt as father. Tomorrow afternoon they're coming. Can Dad host them? Mr. Carter, originally bending down from guilt, now immediately straightened up. Don't even dream. How can Dad go find another father? If Grandpa dreams about this at night, not beating me to death would be strange. Even if he helps you solve the resort matter. I asked back, then what? Mr. Carter originally intended to refuse immediately. But thinking of those villagers' greed, he hesitated. I sighed, Comrade Old Carter. Dad's ideological awareness is too low. In this world, only Dad is best. Without Dad, I'm like roadside weeds. Why does Dad think I'm always so cheerful and comfortable? Because I have a wonderful father. I see Dad's under too much pressure lately. So I want to share some burden. That's why I found Dad another father. Everything is for Dad's good. Why doesn't Dad understand? Could your son possibly harm you? Seeing Mr. Carter's hesitant expression, I continued, moreover, does Dad think everyone wants to adopt you? He only agreed to save my face. How much effort did I spend? Finding a suitable person for Dad? Letting Dad, at this age, still compete with others over who has more fathers. I had to sacrifice myself. Becoming his grandson, even almost marrying his granddaughter. Mr. Carter's mouth twitched. Someone willing to meet to save my face. Probably wasn't anyone significant. Moreover, eagerly wanting to marry off his granddaughter to our family. Probably wanted to ride the Carter's coattails. But since I'd already invited them, at least must meet once properly, so that night could decide whether to beat me with a cane or whip me. He sighed, shaking his head helplessly. Fine. Then I'll come home. Chapter 85. Do you have something on your mind? After persuading Mr. Carter, I hugged the documents, finding Mrs. Carter. Her office was on the 20th floor in the finance department. The finance department didn't allow outsiders to freely enter. I just stood outside calling twice. Mrs. Carter immediately rushed out looking hurried. Ethan, free to visit Mom today? No class today? I scratched my head, somewhat embarrassed. Mom, these evenings I haven't seen you. So I missed you. These are documents eldest sister asked me to bring for your signature. And this is a sachet third sister asked me to give you. Third sister's been busy lately. Otherwise she'd have delivered it personally. Mrs. Carter gently patted my head. Your third sister. Mom knows that girl. You asked for it yourself, didn't you? Still my son's the best. Caring about Mom and Dad. I glanced around seeing no one. Then quietly saying, Mom, the person I found is father for Comrade Old Carter. Tomorrow afternoon we'll visit our home. If Mom's free, please come by. Mrs. Carter looked at me surprised. Mom originally thought my earlier words were just jokes. Never expected I'd actually invite someone home. You're not asking Mom to help stop Dad? Tell Mom quietly who it is, so Mom can see if there's a way to convince your dad to go easier. I smiled confidently, not mentioning General Shaw's status. Just his newly acquired skill alone. Thick skin. Absolutely nothing to fear. Telling you removes the surprise. Plus I see Mom working so hard. So tomorrow I want to show Mom Dad's entertainment. Mrs. Carter nodded. All right. Tomorrow Mom will come home with Dad. She paused, then suddenly remembering something. Ethan, Mom noticed lately you're spending much less. Something wrong? I thought about recent expenses. Besides what I charged to Ms. Muse's card, I'd bought 2 phones, ate 1 lavish seafood meal, visited the zoo once, plus gave Summer 10,000 gold coins. Together adding up to nearly 30,000. Less than a week, spent 30,000. Yet Mom said it's little? Could being a rich kid have spending quotas? Don't say I have troubles. Actually, I'm quite happy. But since mom said it's little, then little it is, for peace. I rolled my eyes, sighing softly, then saying, I just feel. Mom and dad work too hard. Especially lately, so busy, no time to come home. I thought if I spent less money, maybe mom and dad would have more time home with me. Hearing my words, Mrs. Carter felt her heart being squeezed. Honestly, if others heard this, would think it's a joke. But only a mother would believe it's true. Mrs. Carter's eyes moistened. Ethan, when mom finishes work, mom and dad will definitely come home early with you. Talking a while longer, I said goodbye to mom. Then leaving Carter Corporation headquarters, stepping outside breathing fresh air, I silently swore, never letting mom worry over such trivial matters again. Returning to school, just in time for dismissal. The last period was self-study. Lily was bowing her head doing homework. Right when I just reached the classroom door, she seemed to sense something. Looking up toward the door, her gloomy mood from earlier vanished like smoke in an instant. I also noticed, when Lily just turned her head, many eyes in the class also focused on me. I walked confidently, sitting at my seat, simultaneously casting a cold glance around, sweeping past surrounding students. These people in the story didn't even have names. I thought silently, NPCs, don't even think about touching my Lily. I sat down, expression like a protective shield. Seeing my appearance, Lily gathered her books, then turning to hug my waist tight, resting her head on my shoulder. Her mood seemed very good, both legs swinging lightly in the air. Suddenly I smelled a light floral fragrance, emanating from her in my arms. My expression immediately darkened. Brother, where did you go this afternoon? Her voice trembled slightly, eyes also reddening. A feeling of grievance and sourness welling in those eyes. She lowered her legs and released her hands. Lily laid her face on the desk, sobbing softly. I panicked momentarily, not knowing what to do. Did I just do something wrong? I gently shook Lily's arm. But once a sister gets angry, harder to coax than a New Year's pig. Lily's shoulders trembled slightly. She brushed my hand away. Chapter 86. Really not eating grilled sausage? The dismissal bell rang. Classmates gradually left the classroom. The fat guy walked past us, even whistling teasingly, conveniently, dragging the worried Jasmine along. I ground my teeth. Damn fat guy. Seems living too comfortably lately. Tomorrow I'll give you 2 buns in your hand wrap. Lily still lay face down on the desk, her shoulders trembling continuously. I gently patted her back, but each time I touched her, she shrugged, showing displeasure. Seeing her so sad, Tyler and Nathan approached. Nathan was the class's top student. Before Lily transferred, he always ranked first in class, and top 5 in the grade. During the days I wasn't at school, Nathan often pretended to accidentally pass by Lily, using homework questions as an excuse, then finding reasons to chat. This afternoon, he originally planned to sit in my seat, to discuss a math problem with Lily, but she glared at him, then blocked the seat with books. Tyler, meanwhile, thought this morning's actions by Violet were clear rejection. Another prettier girl in class, better at studying, Lily herself. Then why keep clinging to Violet like a fly? Thinking this, he also approached. Ethan, you're such a bastard. Nathan angrily shouted. Don't curse my brother. Though still face down on the desk, Lily responded. Hearing her say this, Nathan's anger flared higher. What did you do to make a good girl like Lily cry like this? I shrank my neck guiltily. Could I say honestly I just teased her during class, then accidentally made her cry? Heaven and earth witness. I only wanted to check if she had a hunched back. Tyler squatted beside Lily's desk. Lily, don't be angry. At most, just stop talking to Ethan, or let me treat you to grilled sausage at the school gate. $3 1 stick. $5 2 sticks. You won, me won, fair deal. Hearing this, Nathan seemed to wake up to something. Right? Just ignore Ethan from now on. I'll help you change seats. While speaking, he started pulling Lily's desk away. I realized. Lily's 2 legs were bracing hard against the desk legs. But her strength was still too weak. The desk was gradually pulled away. I suddenly remembered this morning, when she carefully moved her desk close to mine. Then happily when the 2 desks merged. During class, she'd lean slightly, deliberately brushing against me. I immediately pressed my hand on the desk, shouting, "Nathan! Damn it, let go. What happens between me and Lily is none of your business." I took a deep breath, then trying again to hug Lily. She only struggled slightly, then burying her head in my chest, just using her small forehead, gently pushing against my chest, showing displeasure. Seeing her current state, Nathan felt his chest heavy. "Lily, if Ethan bullies you again later, I'll beat him up for you." Finishing, he left angrily. Tyler also stood up, but didn't forget to say, "Really don't want grilled sausage? The shop at the school gate is really good. Crispy outside, smoky fragrance. 1 bite. Meat juice floods your mouth." He swallowed. "If you give me 1 sausage, even shooting Ethan, I wouldn't regret it." Hearing his description, I licked my lips too. But just hearing the last sentence, my face immediately darkened, especially when I heard Lily giggle softly. "I'm not your dad. Why'd I need your pity?" I was truly baffled by Tyler, not understanding if he actually liked Lily, or was just simply hungry. Tyler sighed, but before leaving, still turning to ask again, "Really not eating grilled sausage?" After those 2 left, Lily pushed me a few times again, wanting to turn back and lie on the desk. How could I let go? I held her tight in my arms. The faint sunset glow, shining through the window onto the floor. The entire classroom bathed in warm honey-colored light. The evening breeze brought coolness. Curtains swaying gently in the soft wind. Distant echoes of students' dismissal noise. Occasionally cars passing on the road ahead. Amid this peaceful scene, Lily gathered all her courage, leaning close to my ear, asking softly, "Brother, am I not good enough?" Just finishing, her cheeks flushed red again. The small heart in her chest beating wildly, uncontrollably. A warm breath by my ear, making my head slightly dizzy. "What's not good enough? You're great. Like a little calf. Just now I couldn't even pull you." Hearing me finish, Lily ground her teeth angrily. That small heart practically stopped beating. When she was about to push my hands away, I softly said, "I'm sorry, just now I shouldn't have casually touched you, without asking first. But you're slightly hunched. Before, no one protected you. From now on, you can hold your head high. Don't need to keep bowing down." Lily's small head froze. So brother wasn't blinded by lust, but checking if I had a hunched back. "Lily, oh Lily, what were you just thinking?" She took a deep breath. A light floral fragrance spreading in the air. She pressed her lips, asking again softly, "Brother, where did you go this afternoon?" "I just went to treat Mrs. Wilson as usual. Then handled General Shaw's discharge. Today also visited the company seeing Mom, Dad, and eldest sister." "Oh right. Today third sister specially made several sachets. Probably because Dragon Boat Festival is approaching." I searched my pockets, then taking out a sachet. Third sister's sachets help calm the mind, reduce fatigue, help sleep better. "I specially asked for one for you." Lily lowered her head, lightly biting her lip guiltily, silently accepting the sachet from me, then putting it in her pocket. Seeing her expression gradually calming, I took out a wet cloth, helping her wipe her eyes, then patting her head gently. I smiled, saying, "Still quite early. Before going to Rachel's house. Want to eat a grilled sausage?" Lily nodded slightly, holding my wrist standing up. I conveniently grabbed her packed school bag. Then using my bottom, pushing back the desk Nathan had pulled away. When the 2 desks fit together again, a satisfied smile appeared on her face. Chapter 87. Our reporter brings the first news. Must say, no wonder Tyler was so obsessed with grilled sausage. This flavor was truly delicious. I'd barely left the vendor 20 meters. When the sausage in my hand was finished, Lily saw me finish it in 3 bites. She silently offered the remaining 1/4 sausage. Near my mouth. I took a big bite. She withdrew her hand. Then taking small bites. Indeed, after studying hard, sausage tastes exceptionally good, she thought. Looking at Lily's slightly flushed cheeks, I felt something was off. Do girls mind eating what boys left behind? Arriving at Rachel's house. On the way, Lily saw no trash cans, so stuffed the bamboo stick into my hand. Then sitting at the dining table somewhat embarrassed, Mrs. Wilson had prepared dinner, waiting for us. Today Lily seemed a bit strange, so I paid her more attention. Discovering while eating, she often glanced at Rachel. Moreover, every time picking food, whatever Rachel picked, she picked the same. Sometimes unable to eat fast enough, she'd pick it aside in her bowl for later. Lily seemed to realize I was watching her. She stuck out her tongue, making a funny face. This world was truly strange, and she was truly adorable. Seeing her mischievous appearance, I couldn't help smiling inwardly. After dinner, Lily and Rachel went to the study reviewing together, while I lay on the bed playing on my phone. Opening Douyin, Flora's message immediately appeared. Big brother Ethan. How's your sister? Is she still being treated? Seeing those worried words, I intended to tell Flora the truth. But thinking again, if this news spread, the next person attacked by social media would be me. Not worth taking such a risk. I shouldn't gamble on others' goodness. I'm fine, no worries. I messaged back. On the other side of the screen, Flora sighed in relief. Big brother Ethan, your song is truly wonderful. From your voice, I gained so much courage. I want to change my current life. I don't want my parents worrying about me anymore. I want to visit Riverside next week. Next week, are you free? Can I meet you? I wasn't particularly busy anyway. So replying, just let me know 2 days ahead. Anytime you come, you're welcome. Ending the conversation with Flora. Summer's video call immediately popped up. I frowned, feeling nothing good was about to happen. After the call connected, Summer adjusted her wind-blown hair. Then speaking, must admit, her looks were quite high, plus carried that characteristic lazy allure. I raised my eyebrows. Fourth sister. Are you using me as a mirror? Summer made her hand into a microphone shape, clearing her throat twice, then seriously. Summer's evening news here. Today, due to a viral short video, a senior female student about to graduate from Riverside University was expelled by the school. Now, our reporter will bring the first news from the scene. The camera turned toward the girls' dormitory. In that cramped room, over 20 people gathered inside. 3 school leaders, together presenting the expulsion notice to Jenny cowering in the corner. Around a dozen other students, all holding phones filming this scene. When that group of students finished filming, the school leaders left the room. Then, another group entered filming again. Summer was in the second group. She hid my small window, then turning on screen recording, so I could witness everything. When the lens zoomed closer, I saw Jenny, face pale as death, like a lost soul. She still focused on her phone, not bothering with the surrounding crowd. After everyone finished filming, the principal turned back saying, "This incident greatly damaged the school's reputation. Hope everyone can finish editing videos by weekend. After completion, please submit to the school for review before posting. If anyone has other ways to help restore the school's image, the school will fully cooperate and support. For those with positive contributions, significant contributions, we'll provide appropriate rewards, including but not limited to cash, exemption from some elective courses, or priority admission to the school's graduate program. If wanting other rewards, can also propose to the school." Hearing this, I immediately understood what Summer was planning. This matter was originally stirred up by me. If I filmed a video promoting Riverside University positively, would be more effective than their disciplinary videos. Never expected this. Salted fish. Summer actually had graduate school dreams. The lens turned back. She smiled alluringly. Ethan, see if I'm your sister? I laughed. That depends on what you're about to say. Then I'll decide whether to expel you. Little brother Tilda. Summer sniffled pitifully. Ethan. This is my only lifetime request. Last night you said the exact same thing. I rolled my eyes. Ethan, you've changed. When we were little, we even bathed together. Blood siblings growing up together. If I get into graduate school, I'll definitely introduce you to a great brother-in-law. Don't you want your sister to be happy? I frowned, turning to look behind me. Sometimes I truly suspected whether Summer had surveillance cameras on me. I sighed helplessly. Fine, fine. I'll think of something for you later. Hearing me say this, Summer sighed in relief, then kissing the screen with a smack. I love you to death, Ethan. Then she tilted her head left and right looking around. Huh, where's little sister? Isn't she beside you? I found her extra tutoring. Now studying in the study room. I answered. Impossible. In a closed room like that without supervision? Who can study that diligently? Summer said doubtfully. Think everyone's like us too? I laughed. Lily and Rachel are both top students. Not like us too. A pair of salted fish. Just eating and lying around. Seeing Summer still doubtful, I said helplessly. Fine, I'll prove it to you. I stood up, holding my phone. Sneaking to open the study door. Just cracking it open. A loud bang sounded. The door immediately slammed shut. Even the video call disconnected. Chapter 88. Sorry. I didn't know you two had that kind of relationship, oh my. What the hell did I just see? The moment I opened the study door, I saw one of Lily's hands on Rachel's thigh, the other hand holding hers. Rachel's face flushed red, but her actions were identical to Lily's. I stood frozen, returning to the living room. Plopping down on the sofa. Never expected, truly never expected. No wonder it felt strange all along.